Duffy versus Isaacman. NASA might be rolled into DOT. Contracts are being opened up for Artemis 3, and the usual shipload of Starship news on this week's Flame Trench.
And here we go. We have liftoff. Propulsion continues to be normal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up.
Water towers, fly! Yes!
Tango down to nominal.
Fighting downside SPD off. Bring in SPD off. It's orange!
R45! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage. Look at this! Put that in the big bag,
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
If methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You good? Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Hello, and welcome to NASASpaceflight.com or NSF's Flame Trench. This is our weekly informal news show. I cannot stress that enough. We're having fun. It's called the Flame Trench. If you want the straight news, we have This Week in Spaceflight coming up, also published on Fridays. That'll be after the Trench. But get ready to get spicy, because this is not This Week in Spaceflight, it's the Trench. I'm Jack Beyer, I'll be your host, and as always, I'm joined by our ever-competent cohort of co-hosts, starting off with none other than Sawyer. All right, Jay threw me for a loop there. What's up, Sawyer?
Not much. I feel like I should be reading something now because normally it goes to EJ with the book. But how's it going? It's good to be on the Flame Trench, and it is probably going to be a spicy one. Okay.
Wow, that is good reference to the pre-show. Which, if you are a member, there is a pre-show to this show, in addition to a whole bunch of other sweet member content. Also joining us, and speaking of additions, EJ. Is it the same book from last week, bro? You gotta.
Yeah, I can understand 9 words in this book now.
So progress. Last week up from like 6, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. All right, and we also have Jay Keegan producing today's stream. Thank you so much, Jay, for that. And as a final bit of housekeeping, if you are out there in viewerland and you want to ask any questions, just type at NSF or at NASA Spaceflight in chat and ask your question. We'll see it pop up in some software we have running in the background. That was a quick and tidy start to the show, probably because we have a lot to talk about this week.
You nailed ever competent cohort of co-hosts. See, I couldn't even get it right.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, it's
also
like,
that's what happens when you start with me instead of EJ.
It's like once in every 3 weeks I'll get the ever competent cohort of co-hosts thing right. I need to figure out more C's to add to it, but I can only alliteration is hard.
The cool and competent cohort of
co-hosts. Cackling co-hosts.
Cackling co-hosts.
Only I cackle though, so it's kind of a me thing.
If you get Jack the hyena laugh, you've succeeded in life.
You do know that you did it. You made me laugh, like,
so
genuinely. Yes.
Are we calling that a jackal, a jack cackle?
I feel too seen. Let's move on. EJ, tell us about the Artemis 3 contract being opened up.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Okay. We're doing this now. All right. So
jarring shift in tone.
On Monday, NASA's interim, emphasis on interim, acting administrator, a guy by the name of Sean Duffy, did his kind of rounds on all the news shows on in the United States, and he basically said that he's opening up the Artemis 3 lander contract. you know, eh,
Which is a thing that can be done?
I,
Apparently?
I mean, yeah, yeah. According to him, the goal would be to land on the moon before the end of the president's second term in January of 2029. Uh, NSF actually did reach out. We actually did reach out, and we asked what Sean Duffy meant by opening up the contract. The agency says it has given SpaceX and Blue Origin the opportunity to present accelerated approaches by October 29th. And then from there, the agency, depending on what happens, they will issue a request for proposals or an RFP. Uh, or at the same time, excuse me, the agency will do requests for proposals from the entire commercial industry through a request for information. Yeah, okay, no, it's not an RFE, it's an RFI. All right, cool. So a request for information for how they can increase the cadence of their mission to the moon. Lockheed did show interest. Bob Benkin, astronaut from DM2, the first crewed Dragon flight, did he works at Lockheed now. I didn't know this, but I mean Doug Hurley works at Northrop Grumman. That's pretty cool. He said that Lockheed could get back to the moon and they could get you a lander that's useful to land on the moon in 30 months. So I mean, didn't really offer any details, but that that'd be pretty sweet. Elon is actually, kind of pissed about this. And you know what, dudes? Kind of agree with him. I agree. I agree. And he has shellacked Sean Duffy on X throughout the entire week, calling him a lumberjack and a low IQ person that has their IQ in the double digits. And
Yes.
somebody with a double digit IQ shouldn't be running NASA. I'd say he's kind of pissed. He's kind
Yeah.
of pissed. I mean,
Petulant,
because
even.
you know what? You know what, man? You can say whatever you want about it. I kind of agree with him. I think he's right. How do you open up a contract that SpaceX won
Yeah.
in April of 2021 in a competition, and then reopen? Not only are you reopening it up, a contract that they won, but you're reopening up a contract with companies that lost in
Right.
the initial competition. Like
Right.
what?
No, dude, I agree. I agree with where you're coming from, and I do. I'm kind of in agreement with Elon on this. It's like, what is it? Awful taste, or good execution, awful taste, or great taste, awful execute. It's like, I agree. I don't necessarily agree with how it's being gone about, but that's also just the world today and how communication and politics and the sausage is made, etc. So, but yeah, I agree. It's like that's not how contracts work.
But
one would think.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Remember who awarded the contract to SpaceX? Oh wait, that was an interim administrator
Yeah.
for NASA as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got two interim administrative actions. First was the interim giving SpaceX the contract for Artemis 3, and now the interim for the whole, hey, let's open up the contracts again. So I find that interesting. And also, was there anything originally in the contract about when they had to deliver by? Because that's, I think, a key aspect here. It never said you have to have this done by January 2029 when SpaceX was awarded the original contract. It was just, you will put the lunar lander on the surface for Artemis 3. So as much as I'm trying to play the devil's advocate here as well, because yeah, I get where Elon's coming from, but at the same time, there was never really a deadline until now.
Hey, I have a question. Remember
up?
when Bridenstine, I forget what exactly did Bridenstine say, but it was something along the lines in regards to Crew Dragon, like SpaceX needs to pay the heck attention and get it done before they go lollygagging off. I wish I remembered the exact quote, but there was a moment sort of like that during Bridenstine's admin. And like, do we think Duffy is just sort of, this is like the 2025 equivalent of tough talk, of like trying to bait Elon and SpaceX into moving faster? This is a question from Hockey42 in chat. Thank you, Hockey. Do we think this is just posturing on Duffy's part, or do you think he genuinely is, I mean, in my opinion, uninformed enough to think that other companies could do it faster than SpaceX? Because in my opinion, I think it's resoundingly clear from the last like decade of aerospace development that SpaceX is the fastest mover. I don't know. Do you think it's bait? Do you think it's genuine?
I I think I think yeah, that's what he is trying to do, Jack. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's trying to get them to go faster. Um okay, I I guess that kind of makes sense if you want Blue to go faster. I personally do not want them to go faster. I could elaborate more on that if people want to hear it. I also said moron. Um,
Eh,
he said moron.
I do want to
Um,
hear it, but I don't want to derail you. But continue.
yeah, no. We can talk more about that, in a second. I think he's trying to bait, but here's the thing. Okay, look, 2028 is not that far away. That's three. You got about 3.5 years. So, does so SpaceX is obviously a little bit behind in their HLS contract, and I have no idea where SLD is. So just a little bit of a background here. SpaceX has the HLS contract. That's Human Landing System. Okay, the Human Landing System contract was proposed in 2020, and it was awarded in 2021, April of 2021, under an interim administrator. Sawyer, you mentioned that was right, which I don't know if people agree with that or not, but there were three competitors to HLS. There was Dynetics with their Saddle Lander. There was the national team, which is Blue, Northrop Grumman, Draper, and Lockheed Martin. And then there was SpaceX with Starship. And somebody picked SpaceX with Starship. Now, with HLS, they picked the reason why they picked Starship is because SpaceX bid the lowest. They bid 2.9 billion. Okay. Now, I believe the Dynetics lander was 4 billion and the national team lander was 6 billion to get their architectures out, if I'm remembering correctly. SpaceX won the contract because NASA couldn't afford it. The Human Landing System program was underfunded. Big surprise. It was underfunded, and they only got enough funding to basically choose Starship. SpaceX's bid was the only one. Now, it's interesting. There's a little bit more of this to this story here. With HLS, NASA put in a stipulation. I forget exactly when this happened. It was sometime in 2020 or 2021. NASA put in a stipulation that for your bid on the Human Landing System program, you can fund it. You could basically funding match private capital to whatever your budget proposal is. So, for instance, SpaceX wants to do HLS with Starship. They need 2.9 billion from NASA, but maybe they need 5 billion from private funding. So basically, if you have deep pockets, you could lower your bid.
Right.
They made a change to the contract stipulation, then awarded the contract to SpaceX, and the national team, Dynetics, was like, but the national team, and the national team was like, wait a minute, you can't go changing the contract on us. This is ridiculous. And NASA said, well, yes, I can. I'm NASA. Yes, I can. I'm NASA. I can absolutely do this. And they're like, no, you can. And then they took him to court. They took him to court and basically stalled the entire HLS program. Oh, I don't know how long it was for, guys, off the top of my head. The info up there is saying 8 months.
I mean, at this point, when we're scrambling to figure out a hack together, MacGyver plan to get to the moon ASAP, any one of those little tiny delays over the last decade, going from Constellation to Artemis, going from Ares 1 to
So Jack,
continue.
This gets crazier. So in 2022, NASA rolls out with the Sustainable Lunar Development Program, SLD for short, and they gave the Sustainable Lunar Development contracts to Blue, and that is their current architecture: the Blue Moon Mark 1 lander, then the Mark 2 lander with the on-orbit tug. And not as many refueling flights as SpaceX, but still refueling flights to move their landers out to the moon. And SLS will send Orion out there. Sustainable Lunar Development. That is basically for the Artemis 5, 6, 7, and 8 missions for SLD. SpaceX would do Artemis 3 and Artemis 4 with their Human Landing System. Now, fast forward to today. SpaceX has been working on HLS. Blue is working on SLD. Sean Duffy's going to go in there and he's going to say, oh, I want this stuff done faster. I'm going to reopen HLS. Specifically, he is referring to the bonuses, the part of the HLS program that says it's the contract award. Anytime you get a contract, there are financial incentives to get it done on time. If you get it done on time, you get paid. You make more money that way. You don't get it on time, you still made a good amount of money, but you don't get the bonus. It's like an extra victory prize, right? So he said that basically the contract payout for HLS is open again. And trying to go to Blue, which already has a contract for sustainable lunar development, and like open it up again, like, oh, Blue, you could get at this extra money. I think it's posturing, dude. I really think it is. There are so many implications here and so many precedents being set that are terrible, just terrible precedents for NASA. One, why the heck is anybody going to want to do business with NASA if they renege on a contract?
Right.
No one's going to want to do business with you if you do stuff like this.
Right.
Now, keep in mind, there are case circumstances. You're like, I get it. We got to go back to the moon, et cetera, et cetera. He's got to do something, right? Like, but two, going to Blue and saying, who already has a lunar contract and basically is manifested for multiple Artemis missions into the future, going to them and saying go faster is kind of ridiculous because the way their engineering architecture is set up, they're not using iterative design like SpaceX. That doesn't leave much flexibility for adapting your stakeholder expectations once the project is started, and SLD has been going for a number of years now, right? So asking them to speed up that's not the competition. We're going to do the competition. That's not the own you. That's not going to do what you think it's going to do. All that's going to do is make them rush landers.
Endanger astronauts.
That's all it's going to do.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Yep.
And the third one, and this is probably the most important. I don't know how to say this any clearer, dudes. Why is it always SpaceX? Why is it always SpaceX that has this problem? Why are they always, SpaceX has got to, they're not delivering on their promise, right? They're not delivering on their promise. Right? We got to make sure we're holding their feet to the fire. Bro, who's been sending people to the space station for the last 11 flights?
Yeah, who stomped Boeing when everyone thought Boeing was the shoe-in, and Boeing still isn't flying their crew missions? Like, are you serious? I agree, dude. I'm right there with you. Why is it always SpaceX? Why isn't SLS? Why aren't SLS contract? Why isn't Heavy Lift being opened back up? Why isn't Orion being like? For the love of God, it's just like
Artemis
SpaceX
1 was supposed to be. Yeah,
is the whipping boy,
dude. Yeah, exactly. What the heck's that about? Like,
I think you said the reason why right there, because SpaceX is performing. The other companies have no expectations to them because they can't do squat at this point. Starliner is a mess, and they know that. They've basically given up on it. Same with like Dream Chaser. It was nowhere close to the station, so they ditched on that. It's at the point of the only one that's actually producing any hardware that's actually flying is SpaceX. So they're the ones that they have higher expectations because, they know what they're doing. They've flown before. We've seen the pace that they're at. We need them to go faster with this too. That's part of why we picked them, because we know that they'll go fast and they're not going as fast as we want. If it was the roles reversed and Blue Origin was the one who was trying to do it and they've had, 10 new Glenn flights under their belt, or 11, let's say, to match Starship,
right.
Then I think they're going to be under scrutiny in that case.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's almost like by being the leader or by doing well, you're penalized. Like, what? This doesn't make sense. Oh man, what do you even say?
I don't know, dude. Like, okay, so some additional addendums to what we were talking about, dudes. All right, so interesting thing. I went and looked on gov spending, right? It's a website where you can track what the U.S. government is paying out on contracts, right? Okay, so the interesting thing here is that SpaceX is, like I said, they're opening up the HLS contract is opening up basically the milestone rewards, and the milestone rewards in this case would be the milestone for completing Artemis 3. It's important to mention that SpaceX has already been paid. I think it's $2.7 billion. They've been paid out 2.7 out of $2.9 billion on this contract. So HLS is happening one way or the other. Now, once again, I think it sets up a terrible precedent to do the bait and switch like this. You know, you don't open up a contract, you don't reopen up a contract that was awarded and completed. Like, I think that's terrible. And I once again, I understand what Sean Duffy's trying to do. I get it. He's trying to grease the wheels, he's trying to get things moving. I understand. But it seems like you're trying to get things moving with really no fundamental understanding of like the precedents that you're setting here.
It's like you're
Or-
walking up to a blocked stream and you're like, I'm gonna make this stream flow better. And you
Yep.
go downstream of the blockage and dig the trench of the stream deeper, and it's just the same amount of water flowing through that same amount of trench. It's just like, I did something. It's like, yeah, but you didn't. It's not. That's not how this works.
Okay. I have a legit question about the contract here, though.
Yeah,
Two
sure.
legit questions. First off, was this a fixed price or a cost plus? Because that was, I know, a whole big
Ooh,
thing
yeah.
when it came to Starliner versus Crew Dragon. So I think that's part of it. And also, I know I mentioned it earlier, but was there any stipulation in this contract that had a deadline, that had a timeline, that they must meet X requirement by Y date?
I think it's just for I think the contract is for the Artemis 3 landing, Sawyer. I don't even think NASA knows when they're going to launch Artemis 3 at this point. As I think it is fixed price. That is off the top of my head, and not chat somebody, if you want to Google it. I'm pretty sure it's a fixed price system. I remember Jim talking about HLS. He said it's a fixed price thing. And Sawyer, what was the last bit?
Was there ever a set deadline that we know of in that contract that they had to deliver a specific piece or pieces of hardware by a certain date?
Okay, with HLS there are scheduling milestones. So it's not so much get it, do you have to deliver this by this date? I believe it was just for Artemis 3, and I once again I'd have to go read it again. But SpaceX, by their own admission, not by their own admission. It's kind of by their own admission, but kind of not. SpaceX has said that they're behind. They haven't said it out loud, but if we go back and look at what their plans for HLS were for this year, they really didn't do much.
They were supposed to do the fueling demo this year, which is kind of really important for HLS. And now fueling demo is going to be 2026. Sorry, go ahead, EJ.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's what I was going to say. So, I mean, Sawyer, I think they are a little bit behind, to be 100% real. Now, once again, so guys, I've been thinking about this all week. Sean dummy jokes aside, I've been thinking about this all week, and the truth of the matter is that this seems like you're rocking the boat, but it's kind of not, but it kind of is. Jack, we talked about those terrible precedents that you're setting up. Like, what are you doing? You're reneging on a contract. That's not a good thing it's kind of like an unspoken rule. You don't really do that.
I feel
Right.
like a lot of the weird, gross politicking stuff that used to go on, like Beltway politics, pork, and backroom deals kind of things. I feel like a lot of that stuff still happens and always has happened, but now we see it happen, like in front of our faces on Twitter. Like
Now-
it's just the nature of 2025 politics and the world we live in that these sort of spats become. It's like the Jerry Springer show, dude. It's like modern Jerry Springer, and it's unfortunate that something so important to humanity and to our nation and to the world, and is part of the modern Jerry Springer show. But it is 100% posturing. I agree with you. I do agree with you.
Glenny. All right.
And then someone hits Sawyer with a chair.
Hey, I'd be the one hitting anyone with a chair. Come on.
No,
we know
That's
that.
okay. Yeah. Then
No.
Sawyer hits someone with a chair. Thank you, Sawyer.
I gotta
Yeah.
pick Sawyer up and throw the chair at somebody.
Exactly.
Sawyer
With me
chair.
attached.
Boom.
Oh my
With me
god.
attached, yeah.
Yeah. It'd be awesome. You
my
can get in there with the drop like that, dude. It'd be good.
We have
But-
Bergen in a Jerry Springer wig, and he's got the envelope, and he's like, the winner of the contract is SpaceX, and then Sawyer just
Right.
throws his chair. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Right, in the paternity test of SpaceX versus Blue Origin. SpaceX, you are the contract. Also, I feel like for the UK, it would be the UK, so it would have to be Jeremy Kyle if we'd had Chris Bergen. But yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad we got the multicultural variant in there as well.
Oh yeah.
What
yeah,
is
yeah.
happening?
No,
I
okay,
don't
all right.
know, but I want to see this as like NSF Raw.
Yeah, right. Oh, we have
So
we do have the HLS milestone graphic if that helps jog anybody's memory, or if we want to take a
cool.
look at that while
Yeah.
you're continuing, EJ.
Yeah. Bring it up here. Let's see. Yeah,
Do-do-do.
see, prop transfer demo. That
2025.
I mean, you got
Yep.
you got 2 months to get that done, but you got no launch pad to get that done right now. So that's not happening. So I think it. We don't have the like deadline milestones to a T, Sawyer, but I think it's safe to say that SpaceX is a little bit behind. However, SpaceX, this is the real big point one of the big points that I want to make. SpaceX is very agile. They're very, very, our ship 36 just blew up. Oh, well. All right. Take the transport stool, weld it up, put it on the pad. We'll make
Figure it
another
out.
test stand out of the pad, figure it out. They're very adaptive. The whole company culture is being able to adapt to the suck, right? Like
I think
that's it.
that's so real. I think
Right?
they are definitely behind, but I think in the same, like, if any other company had suffered the same sort of anomaly that SpaceX did with Ship 36, like you're giving an example of, EJ,
Screwed.
it would have taken them way longer. It would have been on the order of a year or two delay instead of a month or two delay.
And
Like-
this is, yeah, exactly, Jack. That's what I'm trying to say. SpaceX is very agile. They use iterative testing. Stuff blows up. It's crazy. It's a circus. But they get you get stuff done. But they're very flexible. They can change what they need. The whole company culture is built around being agile, being adaptive. Now, here's the thing. That's not to say that Blue isn't a bad company. Like, SpaceX was way faster than Blue. Blue is very careful and considered in their approach. Gradatim ferociter, right? Like step by step, ferociously. That's very methodical. So they're using not so much a rapid prototyping type of systems engineering architecture for their landers, for SLD, for sustainable lunar development. With that type of testing regime where you're testing all the subcomponents, you do as much testing as you can on the ground, then you build one prototype and you send it. And, if all the testing that you did on the ground was good enough, the thing works 100% right, and you're good to go. A case in point here would be SLS, but therein lies exactly what I'm talking about. When you're going step by step like this, when you're not iterative, you're not very flexible in changing milestones. SpaceX is. They absolutely are. I mean, look, one of their prototypes just popped. Like it blew up the prototype, blew up the test stand, blew up everything else, blew up everything around it, and washed what didn't get blown up in a tidal wave of liquid oxygen, which probably ruined everything else. I mean, Jack, you saw it. It was bad. It's not great.
Yes.
And
If I hadn't been watching the SN4 detonation live and like commentating it, I wasn't in Starbase for that. But if I hadn't had that experience, Ship 36 would have been scary because I had seen SN4 pop, not in person but live, and I'm intimately aware of the sorts of things that can happen. It wasn't scary, but it was like, oh, that's bad. That's very bad. Which way's that smoke going? Okay, yeah, that's bad. Not scary. Because it was going away from me. But yeah, you're right. And then they bounce back.
So it's not to say that Blue won't bounce back either, and it's not to say that we're SpaceX fanboys either. It's just that's how a company's set up. Blue is very rigid. They're very rigid, and they don't really. It's not really adapting for flexibility here, like moving up a deadline.
Right.
That is not like, oh, we can adapt, we can be competitive. That's not what this is. That moving up a deadline for a company that's doing non-iterative types of development like this is not, oh yeah, competition. That's challenger stuff, dude. Like to go right to the chase.
Let's go
challenge. Exactly. And that's what I mean about this is kind of a good idea to open up the HLS contract. It's a good idea if you know nothing about spaceflight. Yeah, it's a good idea if you know nothing about spaceflight, nor the companies that want to participate in this contract, nor anything else.
So I think it's safe to say
it's normie speak, dude. Like
none of us think NASA should be folded into the DOT.
Oh God, what a clown! I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Somebody had to say it, dude. Like I don't.
No, you're right.
I don't mean to talk bad about people. Like we're not trying to do that here. We're not trying to be like, oh, this guy sucks. But
No,
What-
I
what-
don't, and I
are
can't
you
stress
doing?
enough. We're not like we are so not SpaceX fanboys. We want to see Blue land on the moon. We want to see everybody land on the moon, and we want to go back to the moon in a different way than just a boots and flags propaganda win, and with a
Mhm.
little tin can that can barely ascend off the surface again. We're trying to go back for real and build a colony or civilization, a settlement, whatever you want to call it,
Yep.
on the moon and actually establish human presence off world and learn things about mining in space and living in space long term that we could not learn on the ISS. Uh, Here's a tweet from Elon. A permanently crewed lunar science base would be far more impressive than a repeat of what was already done incredibly well by Apollo in 1969. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And like I've been throwing this around. Forgive me if this is a long road to get to where we're going, but
Okay.
you know how in the 60s, um, my recollection of how the moon decision played out is that in the 60s, a bunch of smart scientists, including Werner von Braun, went to the administration and were like, hey, Russia's going to keep beating us in all these milestones. But if you want to win, if we go all in right now on heavy lift, we can get to the moon before Russia. And so Kennedy did the speech and we made that bet and we did it. Right
Mhm.
now, we're making a mistake geopolitically by being like, we're going to get to the moon first. Who cares? We already did. It's already done. Like, yes, there's a geopolitical tax to be paid by not being the next one back, but who cares if they're just doing boots and landers and flags? Who cares? We're going back with a whole settlement. And I propose, not that anybody's listening, but I propose the geopolitical way to go about this isn't to open up the contracts, isn't to risk astronauts' lives, and isn't to make moon the ultimate high ground. Yes, we should go to the moon. Yes, we should put boots on the moon. Yes, we should build something there that is occupied, a base. Uh, but Mars is the ultimate high ground. If we right now committed as a nation, let's go to Mars. That's where we're going. Oh, you got to the moon, China? We haven't gotten back yet, but we're going to be there like next year or next month or whatever. Good job. Great work, China. Impressive. We did that 60 years ago. Anyways, we're going to Mars. See you later, baby. Like, that's the way to sell it. By playing into this whole like moon race, we're just setting ourselves up to lose because we haven't been optimized to get back to the moon because we're idiots.
And
Here,
go ahead,
here's the
Sawyer.
thing. First off, did you say something? You said no one's listening to you, so I wasn't either.
All right.
Oh, he's gone. Hey.
Hey, good. Now we can talk about him. That beard, man. Has he considered actually trimming it for once? But anyway, oh, you heard that? Hi, Dad.
No, go
Hi,
ahead.
Dad.
Continue. No, continue. It's fine. It's the
That's
flame
me to
trench,
hijack
baby.
this
It's the
conversation. Hijack.
Oh my god! Again, I'm doing it again.
Sorry, we need a little bit of levity here before we get into the more of this. Anyway, so yes, we're talking about SpaceX later. Here's the thing. Politically, I feel like we need this at this point. I know you're saying, oh, well, going to Mars is the ultimate objective, and I agree. I mean, Werner von Braun, even after the lunar landing, he wanted to land on Mars by the 90s. And that obviously didn't happen, as here we are in 2025, and we haven't even been back to the moon yet. But given the political landscape right now, and I don't want to get too political with everything here, but we kind of need the kick in the pants right now. I think that we didn't need to go out and publicly say, hey, SpaceX, you're behind on your contract. Let's open it up to everybody. But at the same time, setting that deadline of getting back to the moon by the end of this president's term is at least still a way of saying, hey, we need to get back here faster. It's been too long. We are so far behind, and we don't really have, like I was saying, there's no real timeline set. By doing this, at least there's a goal and a timeline. I know they're trying to be Kennedy-esque with it, and it's, the way it's being presented, but I don't think we would be back to the moon on the surface by the end of this decade at the current rate that we were going if there wasn't a set guideline. And then once we get to the moon, that's when I feel like we go all Kennedy-esque of, hey, we made it back to the moon. Now the next goal is Mars. Now that we've beat China, now we go to Mars.
Okay, do we think we actually have a reasonable chance at beating China back to the surface with humans.
Yes, I think we do.
I
I
think
absolutely do.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. And Sawyer, I agree with you. For what it's worth, um, I, you know, Duffy's moves aside, and once again, it seems like he's rocking the boat, but he's actually not rocking the boat because HLS is going to happen one way or the other. It's going to happen one way or the other. They already paid for it. NASA paid for it. It's going to happen. SpaceX is going to do it. Elon will probably do it out of spite, like because, right? Like even if they're like, no, we're going to go with Blue, and be like, all right, sure, here, look at your you can land
Yeah.
you can land your little Mark II lander next to a Starship, whatever.
Yeah, hold my locks.
Hold my locks. But Sawyer, okay, so fellas, I want to precursor this with I think that NASA should not be fully reliant on commercial partners. Like I do like public-private partnerships, but they only work in certain case circumstances when it comes to NASA. And if you really want my honest opinion, I think the lander is one of those things that should be in-house. I know somewhere out there, Eric Berger's like, what? Just hear me out. Hear me out. He just twitched a little bit. He's like, he probably eating dinner with his family going,
Burger senses tingling.
No, just hear me out. Hear me out. No,
He's like, did a test tank just pop in
yeah, it's like,
Washington?
what just happened? So I think that a lander in-house coupled with a clear and concise deadline, get back to the moon before the end of the presidential term, is not the worst thing. Is it the most cost-effective thing? No. Absolutely,
No,
absolutely not.
it sets boatloads of cash on fire, like so much cash on fire.
But see, here's the thing: cost plus contracts, they don't really work too well in the case of like SLS, right? Because SLS has no concrete goals. If you have a concrete goal and a deadline, like Sawyer, like what you were saying, if the executive branch has challenged NASA and the nation to a very clear and concise goal to get people to the moon by 2028, they've set a very straightforward goal here. This would be the time where a cost plus contract would work. That it would work. Because seriously, whoever fails that contract is not going to be having a good time, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the stupidest idea to bring the lander in-house, because if you bring it in-house and you fund it like that, right? NASA gets to design the lander, and they get to design the lander that's exactly suited for task, okay? It's not NASA trying to search around for a design that might fit their needs and then end up picking the 100 tons to the lunar surface 16 flight refueling lander because it was the cheapest option. Okay, you get a tool, a scientific tool, and a landing vehicle here that is suited for task. And if we're talking expediency, Starship HLS and Blue Moon, not really good for expediency. Those are built for sustainability, which is fine. That's okay. But
I mean, first you send the Conestoga wagons, then you send the railroad crews, right? Like, I get it.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not the worst idea. Now, once again, this is what I think. This is why I think like I don't think Sean Duffy really understands I don't think you understand what you just did. But I don't know, man. I just play Kerbal all day. I don't know. It seems like it's politically rocking the boat, and it seems like this crazy challenge, but it's really not. Like you already SpaceX is already happening. The HLS is already going to happen, whether you like it or not. Like this could be a sly move to get an in-house lander for NASA. We know that the kind of, I'm not going to say legacy aerospace contractors, but like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, they're all pining for,
dollars. Cash.
They're all pining for, yeah, exactly, man. They're pining for expanding the space program. Lockheed wants to do something with that dang Orion capsule, right?
Right.
So even Jim Bridenstine's Senate testimony from I think a couple of months back, he really talked about emphasizing, something that's suited for task, and emphasized that the most sustainable, the quickest way forward is the gateway, and not necessarily using a 100-ton lander every single time. He basically echoed Sean Duffy's words, or Sean Duffy echoes his words in his own, real world way, but mad real world way. So, like I said, it seems like it's rocking the boat, but it's kind of not, but it kind of is. It's kind of a long shot, but we could be seeing a play here to get an in-house lander. And once again, that having your legacy contractors draw you up a hypergolic lander, something like the LEM 2.0, and dealing and turning that around in 30 months is not going to be cheap. That is going to be pretty expensive, but it will work. And old tricks are the best tricks here. We still haven't figured out another good way to get people to the moon, right? So it might not potentially be the worst idea, because you could, if this long play that he's making actually succeeds, we beat China to the moon, and then we build a city on the moon with Starship HLS.
Yeah, we have our cake and eat it too, which would be great. I mean, and then don't get me wrong, I want to win. I like winning.
I think that, me too. I think that's what he's trying to do, but also pros and cons here. You're setting up precedents where you're going to renege on contracts, and I don't think that's a smart decision in the long run. So what happens when we get back to the moon first, right? And, in the proverbial future, we have resupply missions to our moon base with HLS, and then, maybe another administrator decides no HLS, or maybe another administrator decides no Blue Moon Mark II. I don't want to do that. I'm reopening up the contract. Like that.
One would hope that the
terrible thing to do.
Yeah, I would hope that that precedent is, once the precedent is set, the baby's been thrown out with the bathwater. So I get it, but one would hope that that's sort of like a nuclear option that's only used in an instance like this, where it's like national pride, national security, whatever you want to call it, at stake. But even then, the precedent, like you said, has still been set. Speaking of setting a precedent, it's been a hot minute in the show. We've gotten spicy, and I have not thanked anybody yet.
Well,
So
before you do that, I just wanted to say, EJ, you were saying that it was finally time for a concrete plan from NASA. They have one. It's called Viper. Get it? They removed the lander and replaced it with a block of concrete.
I get it. I'm not laughing, but I get it.
I have more comments on this, but I'll let you handle the support first, Jack, and then I'll continue with my thoughts.
I'm so furious, Sawyer, but I'm looking at the support and I'm getting so happy again. Taggart Mayfield, thank you so much for becoming a Pad Rat member. Ernesto also becoming a Red Team member. The Space Pope blessing this trench with their now traditional weekly offering. Thank you so much, Space Pope. Bless your reptilian heart. Hypersonic Cow, the $10 tip. Hypersonic Cow going through the extra effort to go to tips.nasaspaceflight.com, which comes directly to us. Thank you, Hypersonic Cow. They say, long-time listener, first-time caller. I listen to you while working. Could you please upload the Flame Trench to Apple Podcasts again? The audio-only experience on YouTube is kind of annoying without premium. Keep up the amazing work. I am not in control of doing that, and
I've just decided that I am. I am the interim NASA spaceflight administrator. I've decided we will do that.
I remember being on an SN8.
What kind of
I remember being on
though?
an SN8 stream, like one of the scrubs, and being like, we should really do this as a podcast. And we have tried that intermittently throughout the years a few times. The problem is we all have many hats that we wear, right? And like the bandwidth, somebody to do that every week. And then when we do it and like 4 people listen, and it's like, but yeah, dude, EJ, that would be awesome. I think our stuff should exist as podcasts. It's just,
Yeah.
As long as those different hats are the trucker hats at shop.nasaspaceflight.com.
Hey, the Richardson 112s. Did you know? Did you know? Oh my God. Anonymous.
I hate merch plugging. It's actually a good hat. It is a very nice hat. I like this hat a lot.
ABP.
Not even kidding.
Anonymous, thank you so much. They grabbed one of my metal prints. Speaking of the shop, they say, for Jack, as promised at the UK meetup. Hey, I'm wearing the UK meetup shirt. Wait, wrong side. Hey, I'm wearing the UK meetup shirt. Sawyer, really? That's the belly laugh I get from you for this episode? Is that one? Okay. Thank you so much, GeoHound65, for grabbing that print. It really means a lot.
I laughed at the burger comment.
All right, fair. That's fair. I'll take it.
Made me snort. That's how funny that one was.
Thank you so much, GeoHound. And seriously, anytime anybody gets anything from the shop, it's a great way to support us outside of the super chats. Every little bit of support helps. Doesn't have to be monetary. Just hit the like button, tell your friends about us. You know the drill. But when you get a print, part of the sale goes to the photographer who made the print, and it really does make a difference. So thank you for that. Mr. Fluffy, they say, hey, did we ever save Dan? Yes, we did. He's right over there. He's alive.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Dan, they all say hi.
He's sleeping.
Maybe we didn't save him. Yeah, maybe we didn't save him. I don't know. I'll look later.
He's just sleeping.
It's fine. GeoHound again. They say just bought a print from Jack from the store. Thanks for all you do at NSF. Thank you so much, bud. Mister, thank you for grabbing the Flight 11 patch. They say thank you all, hosts, photographers, camera operators, producers, levers and the lever operators, etc. I've been watching you for years and love your content. Thank you, Heathen Mike. That's awesome. Bideford with a $50 super. As always, thank you so much, Bideford. They say when someone doesn't understand all the engineering nuances, you get a Duffy. Regretfully, we need a brilliant mind such as Jared's to really move our space future forward and at the fastest speed.
Keep in mind that Sean Duffy and Jared Isaacman have talked with each other. I mean, I'm pretty sure Jared Isaacman took Sean Duffy up for a spin in his fighter plane and stuff. So, I'm not saying that this could be an Isaacman move. Like we'll never know that for sure, but it could have been. Who knows? I mean, it's no secret that Jared Isaacman wanted to shake up NASA. Like, I mean, I still, for what it's worth, I still hope he does. I think his ideas about making NASA into an adaptive organization that can adapt to the science is brilliant. Yes, please. But, who knows? What I don't think he would do is roll it into the Department of Transportation, but,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is we still don't know if the plan is for Isaacman to actually become the full administrator. I know that there's been, petitions and other lawmakers that have been saying they want Jared again. But yeah, if they roll DOT in with NASA, that's a whole different story, and you lose what NASA is as a whole, which is an exploration agency versus a transportation agency. But yeah,
It's not the space bus. It's not
that was
the
shuttle.
space bus. Yeah, and look how that went for 30 years. I'm sorry. I love me some shuttle. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love shuttle. Bottom of my heart. I love shuttle. Amazing machine. Miracle of engineering.
But if you have to choose
Future
between shuttle and the
incarnate.
Saturn V, dude, I'm taking the
Saturn
Saturn
V.
V. I
Saturn
love
V.
the space shuttle.
Saturn
Give me the damn
V.
Saturn
We
V.
should have mass produced Saturn Vs. If we had just been like, hey Ford, hey Chrysler, hey whatever, Oldsmobile, you're making Saturn Vs now, and the guy on the assembly line is that meme. He's like, oh, I guess we're doing Saturn Vs now, and they're just cranking them out. And it's Skylab 1, Skylab 2, Skylab a billion. Like, oh god, yeah.
And
No, I'm with you.
And you made a good point there. That's the thing is for Apollo, NASA did that too. Everyone's talking about, oh, well, we're going all commercial and everything, and NASA's outsourcing all their work. You're talking about building an in-house lander. Who built the lander for Apollo? That was Grumman out on Long Island, New York. That wasn't built in a NASA facility.
When I say bring the lander in-house, Sawyer, I'm referring to the design. So how it's done in the past, how Apollo was done, is NASA came up with the architecture, and then they had commercial companies build them the hardware. But they came up with the architecture, not the commercial contractors, not Congress. That's what I mean by that. But yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think it's just worth noting that because I saw a couple people
Now Long
mentioning in
March
chat
5.
again as well that now Long March 5, that yeah, it's not all NASA hardware back then. Yes, it was the NASA architecture. And I think that's what NASA's really good at is designing that architecture, coming up with the plan. And right now you have these other companies that are the ones that are better at building the hardware. I kind of like that idea of what it should have been of, come up with the architecture going forward and get the contractors to help build it. Almost like what the Constellation program was going to be.
Is NASA good at designing the architecture? Shuttle? Shuttle? I mean, you can argue that they didn't design it. That was the Air Force and Congress.
Yeah.
NASA wanted to build Dream Chaser. Max Fiset wanted to build what he called the DC-3 of space. That was the code name for the project. It would have ended up being something similar to Dream Chaser. So
was that with a flyback external tank?
No.
That was later.
No. That was much later. The NASA's stakeholder expectations for the shuttle program were basically build what the DoD wants, and then we'll figure out science applications for it later. That's what the shuttle program was.
Yeah, payload bay should never be that big for a crew vehicle.
Right.
It came down to, spy satellite size.
Right. And orbit once around, which they never frickin' used because Challenger.
Starship could do it, though. We saw that from Flight 11.
That's true. Holy
cow. With the cross-range capability, Starship could do that. I'm just saying.
Starship could do orbit once around.
Yes, it could. And Jack, go ahead, Sawyer.
No, I was just giving a shout out to Alex for actually nailing it on the flame trench when he talked about the design for coming in and landing after that.
Oh no, yeah, dude, you were 100% right, man. Absolutely, you nailed it.
Alex was right.
That was good, man.
See, I got you,
don't-
Alex. Before you even typed it in the back channel, I got you.
I don't think people realize now, especially now knowing what we know, what Alex already knew, what a ship coming in for a catch is going to look like. Like everybody on South Padre Island is going to be like, "What in the hell is that?" Like it's
What?
going to be, it's gonna be
No.
dude.
Holy poop! You know?
It's yeah. It's going to be sick. I digress though. Can we pull the fun lever? Like we pulled the reality lever for the first
I can.
hour of the show. I would love to pull the fun lever and imagine how do you get to the moon in 30 months? Because I know somebody named EJSA who plays a lot of Kerbal who might know how this sort of thing could be pulled off because he's a very knowledgeable guy.
Step 1, you tidy your beard.
Bro,
What?
I can't trim it, okay? If I trim it, I might ruin it, and then I just have to shave it off. It's at the point where it's untrimmable, so it's just lives on my face. Just deal with it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear real architecture then.
Woof.
If you can't come up with an architectural design for the beard, let's at least hear one for spaceflight. Go ahead, EJ.
Okay, so Lockheed says that they have a 30-month. All right, Lockheed says that they have.
I got him.
Dial it in. All right,
Calm
Lockheed.
blue ocean. Calm blue ocean. Calm blue ocean. Go.
You can't spell locked in without Lockheed Martin. All right, so Bob Mencken has said that they have a 30-month plan for their architecture. So, I did a little bit of a thought exercise on my end, on my stream. I stream over on Twitch. I play KSP over there. We launch things and sometimes they blow up. Anyway, cool. That's a good synopsis of the stream. Now, we did a little bit of a thought exercise the other day. Okay, how is Lockheed going to get someone to the surface of the moon in 30 months? How is that happen? So I started thinking about it here. All right, what a 30-month solution is going to take it's going to take hardware that's already designed. You're not going to scratch build a lander, right? It's not going to be a scratch built design. And keep in mind, guys, this is just wild speculation on my part, but just hear me out. So we're kind of theory crafting out what Lockheed thinks they could do. We don't know what they could do. They're Lockheed. They probably won't tell us. We could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. Anyway, so
Or they'll tell you, but it's misinformation, so you think you know the thing, but it's the wrong. Anyways, continue.
yeah, exactly,
Run?
right? Yeah. So okay,
Farewell dossier. Sorry.
So what does Lockheed have? They're not going to scratch build a lander. What does Lockheed have that is something similar to a lander? What do they have that's an off-the-shelf component that could be used in this application that could be done quick? Well, I crunched some numbers. My thought exercise was basically, if you took a European service module, the ESM, that is the service module component for Orion. I went and I looked around at the Delta V numbers for that. Now, keep in mind, once again, this is quick, really done off the cuff, but it's a very interesting thing. I went and looked around, and it said that with a 10-ton Orion capsule attached to the front, that the European service module has about 1.85 kilometers a second Delta V. Right. That is not going to get you. I mean, that could get you near the moon. Maybe, probably not. Probably. I mean, maybe you could land from low lunar, right? But Lockheed is not going to land a full Orion capsule down on the surface of the moon. Now, are they? No. If Lockheed built an Orion-derived ascent module and they kept the mass down under, 4 tons, you could use the European service module as your descent module, and you could get someone down to the surface, dude. We crunched the numbers. If you do it, get this. If they got their ascent module, if they got the mass light enough down to 3 tons, an ESM derived descent module could almost get you down from Gateway. Think about that for a second. From rectilinear halo orbit. It's close.
Okay.
So
Cook.
Right. So, I went and started looking around. Okay. So how much mass was the ascent module from the LEM? Get mean to me in the back channel. How much?
No, they're being nice.
how much? How much mass was the ascent module from the lunar excursion module from Apollo? All right, the lunar excursion module it carried a wet mass of about 10,000 pounds. That's a 4780 kilos, so it's closer to 5 tons, right? And I actually went on a little bit of a dive into how the ascent module was built. It's riveted stringed aluminum, which is or aluminum is what I like to call it because it just pisses everybody off. Long story short,
This is why we love you, dude. This is
yeah,
you're an equal opportunity offender. Please
yeah,
continue.
exactly. Yep. So the LEM ascent module is 4.7, let's just say 5 tons and change with some people on board, right? If we used if Lockheed used modern manufacturing, so carbon composites, composite overwrap pressure vessels, and you used Orion's computers and Orion's control panels and stuff and Orion's life support systems, you could get that mass down. There's no way it's going to weigh as much as the LEM. The LEM it's riveted aluminum. It looks like a B-17 bomber if you look at it without any parts on it. Like seriously, it looks like it was manufactured in 1943.
Yeah,
right? So with modern manufacturing techniques, you could move the mass of that lander down easily, down under like 3 to 4 tons, right? And that's kind of where I'm at with theory crafting. Lockheed could build an Orion-derived ascent module, and you could use an ESM to get you down to the surface. If your ascent module is 3 to 4 tons, anywhere in there, it could almost get you down from Gateway, which is nuts to think about. The reason why Orion's service module is anemic, is because it's moving around a 10-ton capsule. 10 tons. That's ridiculous. Dragon is close to that mass. And Dragon has a service module shoehorned in the back. That's why it has that elongated shape. Orion doesn't have any of that. Orion jettisons its service module, right? The capsule is superbly heavy because it's designed to operate it's designed to operate in free flying architectures for up to a month. You can have 4 people on an Orion free flying in deep space for 20 plus days, that is ridiculous. That's why it's so high mass, dude.
And just like in terms of sizing of the capsule, I haven't been in an Orion. I've only been in Dragon mock-ups, but I would absolutely free fly in an Orion for 20 something days. No problem. Like, would it be the same as being with 4 people in a confined space, like a camper van or a boat, on a boat trip or something like that? Yeah. Would it be doable? Absolutely. A Dragon?
Actually,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a Soyuz. It's better than a Soyuz.
I mean, I've been in size comparisons of both vehicles, and Orion is a heck of a lot roomier than
big.
Dragon. Keep in mind, Dragon was also at some point meant to carry 7 people somehow, which that would have been extremely uncomfortable. But given that both of them currently are set to carry 4 people, Dragon actively does, Orion will early next year. Orion is quite spacey, all things considered, and that's before even docking to an eventual lunar landing vehicle. Plus, when designing landing vehicles now, you can actually probably build seats into it, because, fun fact, that's part of why the LEM didn't have any seats in the 1960s and 70s, was because of mass. It was
just weight savings.
They had
exactly.
hammocks.
Yep. Yeah, and you stood for landing, which
let's be
would
real.
stink
I
for
think-
me, but...
I know we generally try and promote discourse on this show and debate and not always just agree with each other. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here. It is the official position of the Flame Trench that hammocks rule. EJ, do you concur?
Yeah, I can get down on that.
Sawyer, do you concur?
I mean, if I can get help getting into it and out of it, sure.
Bro, we got you.
Yeah.
Then yeah, because I've done lunar gravity when I did the 0G flight. I was able to kind of stand in it, but it's still not easy.
Really?
Yeah, I pushed off the floor. I went upright. I was like, oh my gosh. And thankfully, I had 2 people next to me. So I put my arms on their shoulders and I stood for the first time in years. So
dude,
that was cool.
On the moon with some braces, you could pretty much walk around, man. That's cool.
Absolutely.
That's super cool. I want a moon base
so
just
happy.
to see that, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, no, sign me up, dude.
That's cool.
How can we make it happen?
2 back-to-back Sawyer flexes and 2 different comments either. But yeah.
No, I'm
Are we
here
sure
for it.
that proposal that you got, EJ, is the good one?
I don't know, man. My architect. Hey, hi, Alex. By the way, see,
Hi, Alex.
I summoned Alex. We started talking about technicals. He's like, huh?
Oh yeah,
No,
because
No, pull the fun lever, Alex. Pull the fun lever.
yeah, a lot of members have probably already seen me in the Discord doing math about this with another plan, another architecture.
Shoot.
And it involves an existing company on the HLS contract, Blue Origin. I don't know if you remember Eric Berger was talking about how Blue Origin was thinking a potential solution to accelerate timelines could be using Mark 1 landers instead of Mark 2, because Mark 2 is bigger and it needs refueling and everything. It needs multiple launches, like really back to back to back. And by multiple, I mean like probably on the order of 10 or something like that. However, Mark 1 landers, they are one-way landers. It's just one single launch, right? They can land 3 tons on the lunar surface. Now, that's a problem because they cannot lift off from the moon. So if you were to carry crew on that one, maybe you can source 3-ton sort of crew cabin or something like that to land on the moon. But then the astronauts will be stranded on the surface of the moon. That's not a great idea, right? However, how about launching 2 Mark 1 landers? Because just one single lander without any cargo, without even the landing legs, in a docking port could essentially act as a tug, for example, to launch the other lander to lunar orbit, essentially tugging the other lander with a crew cabin out to lunar orbit. And now you use that lander to go from near rectilinear halo orbit down to the surface of the moon. It still has enough propellant to launch back up into near rectilinear halo orbit, as long as the crew capsule, not the crew capsule, but the cabin, is no heavier than 4 metric tons. If it is like that, you can use 2 Mark 1 landers in that case. If you want even further margins, you can, in theory, launch 3 of them instead of 2 and have a second tug that moves the crew cabin Mark 1 lander from near rectilinear halo orbit down to low lunar orbit. And once it launches back from the moon, again from low lunar orbit to near rectilinear halo orbit. And by doing that, the crew cabin size can go up to 7 or 8 metric tons, which is a lot more margins and more, roomy of a crew cabin. But the problem is, Blue Origin does not have any crew cabin. You know who can provide that? EJ?
Ooh. Yeah, Lockheed Martin.
Aha. And national team was originally, right?
Yeah.
Crew cabin was going to be, the Ascent module was going to be Lockheed Martin.
Yep.
So what if Blue Origin came together with Lockheed Martin and said, you know what, you've got that pressure vessel from Orion. We can maybe arrange a deal. I don't know. Leave it there.
It's possible, dude. But see, I've heard about that architecture too, and I don't mind that architecture. I just want to say this with that kind of ESM derived ascent module that doesn't exist, but we're going to pretend that exists for both of our arguments' sake, right? A Vulcan VC6 could shoot this lander on translunar injection, and it could circularize at rectilinear halo and probably get you down to the surface if they kept that ascent module below 4 tons, just like you were saying. That's 2 launch architecture. That's what I think Lockheed's ace card is in the hole. So it's just one Vulcan VC6 launch, which there are plenty of Vulcans. You don't need to worry about that. And Artemis 3 on SLS will get the Orion out there. You don't even need Gateway. We don't need it at all. But you don't even need that. But yeah, I mean, dude, the point is like there are ways to do this. It might seem a little weird there, but there are ways to do this. My thing with the Blue Moon Mark 1, and this is going to sound stupid, but I really wish the same for SpaceX. I don't want them to go fast. SpaceX goes at their own pace, and they go fast. I don't want them to go fast. I want them to develop a clear and concise lander that's good for sustainability. And that goes
to space.
Yeah, that goes back to
I'm on that same boat for the record. I was just thinking, like, what is currently underway, right? Because they are already building a Blue Moon Mark 1 lander, which is supposed, in theory, perhaps launching in January, February next year, right?
In principle.
That's the first one. The second one, they're building it right now, and they want to launch it in 2027, right? So, like, you could, in theory, because it is underway right now, that construction, modify that for an uncrewed landing test of sorts, like the one, and then have the crewed one in 2028 with the third Mark One lander, and then like you make up a fourth or something like that that is stripped down just to be the tug that I mentioned before. Like in theory, if they get things a little bit faster, it could be done, right? Because they have set up their own, like they have a lunar plan that they call it at the Kennedy Space Center. We shot it, by the way, with Casey Flyover. Hi, it's gonna come up later in the show if I'm not mistaken.
Leaker.
But yeah, like they have already a factory of these lunar landers. It's not up and running, of course, but it may be in a year time, and who knows? But that was my idea of like, instead of reinventing the wheel and trying to come up with a different lander that it's not even under production or anything, maybe modify the existing one. I don't know. Another option, of course, will be for Starship to get their stuff together. But anyways,
But here's the thing, to kind of bring this all full circle anyway, isn't the whole plan was that mainly the early Artemis missions was just to get us back onto the surface and kind of get practice with it and then eventually move on to actually stay there? And isn't that kind of what the original plan was, is that you would
This
have...
just sounds like sustainability with extra steps.
Right, exactly. So I don't think it's a terrible thing if they go fast now just to say we did it and use it. Again, kind of like iterative development in a way for SpaceX. Get the lunar lander down there and then improve upon it for sustainability purposes. And then again, you have Blue Origin coming in with theirs, which is also designed for the sustainability type of things with the current contract, bringing it right back to the beginning of the flame trench, which that means I would have to make fun of Jack's beard again, but I don't want to because it's actually nice. So you're welcome. But yeah, that's I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing going fast, as long as it's going fast while doing it safely.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Fun lever was fun. I'm actually like, okay, this might actually be a real thing.
Dude, it's
and a
possible.
good thing.
There
a
are ways to
genuinely
do
good
it.
thing.
And once again, it goes back to what Sawyer was saying. Like, you could, I get it. People don't like the president, but some people love him. I get it. I understand. Him proposing a goal with a concrete, clear, and concise deadline, get this done by this point. You might, no matter what the motives, that is a good thing. That is really an excuse to get NASA to do NASA things again. That's a really good excuse to do it. A political national goal and a challenge by a president is what got us 6 American flags on the moon. So, whether you think it's right or wrong, whether you don't like it, I whatever, that's good for NASA, dudes and dudettes. It's good. That's a good thing for NASA. But
Agreed.
you can't.
Also,
You
as
can't
long as they, as long as they also do what China did on the far side, which is build a flag that won't actually bleach this time.
Yes.
Just saying.
For the love of God, yes.
Just saying,
Use
'cause we
the
don't have an
salt to
actual
make that
American flag on the
right?
moon. We've got 6 white sheets.
And a white piece of paper that was a photograph that I forget which astronaut sat on the surface.
See, Neil.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Was it Neil?
I think he put his picture of his kids. If I'm remembering right.
Was that Neil? Holy cow! I thought it was like Alan Bean or something.
Al Bean.
Al Bean.
See, that's not the Jack. Like we're sitting there. It's like, oh, the Chinese flag has colors, but the U.S. flags don't. I don't think that's the own that everybody thinks it is. Like trying to put a flag out there because they knew that flags could get bleached from us doing it a half century ago.
True.
Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, no, good. That's a good shout. Oh man, I've said my piece with regards to how I think we should message this geopolitically. I don't think that's how it's going to be messaged. I do hope both of your optimism is well founded, and whatever comes of this, we are the next country to set boots on the moon. If only just because I like winning. I mean, heck, people like sports teams, right? I want my team to win. Rah.
Except for me, because I'm the New York Jets fan, so now I just want them to lose so we get a good draft pick, although they're going to screw that up too.
So, Sawyer, can you start rooting for the Chinese space program, please?
Hey-oh, jokes. We got them on the Flame Trench. We also have a bunch of support. I'm going to thank some people, and we're going to move right along. We do need to talk about Jared V. Duffy, if only briefly, but really quick. Mr. Fluffy, thank you so much. Agreed.
Hey.
GAW5024, thank you. They say one thing we don't want to happen is for the clock started by Expedition 1 to be reset. In 9 days, humanity will have gone 25 years without everyone being on the planet. Mr.
Ouch.
G,
Huh?
yeah, that one didn't quite.
I think they mean that once the ISS is deorbited, that will break the streak of there always
Ah,
being somebody off the planet.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Since
Okay, I got you.
2000, there's always been at least one human being that has not been present on the Earth.
that's cool.
I
We
mean,
shouldn't stop.
if the ISS goes away, that's not going to break the streak. Chinese people are people. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Just,
Tiangong does exist.
just putting
Good
it
point.
out there, fellas.
Yeah, good point. Mr. G, thanks for gifting 10 Red Team memberships. If your name just turned green in chat, be sure to thank the person that gifted you the membership. In this case, 10 of you should thank Mr. G. Sheldon, thank you for grabbing a patch from the store. They say an extra patch for Jared. Dude, y'all, we really, we do so much. We're not a big company. We're a scrappy group of individuals that gets an extraordinarily large amount of things done with an extraordinarily small amount of resources. So I hope you don't take me reading through these quickly as flippant. I hope you understand that we genuinely appreciate every last little bit of support, even if it's not monetary. But I do want to continue on with topics. Oh my god,
Tropic Thunder, there we go. Good movie.
Daniel Hogben gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Thank you, dude. Daniel Hogben also with a $10 super. They say, I see we got the all-star team on commentary for this spicy edition of the Flame Trench. It is pretty spicy this week. Skip Otter, thank you for the support. They say thank you for the coverage. For what it's worth, I don't think any of you are commentators. You are all very special taters to me.
Oh, thank you. I mean, my potato's starting to grow some of the sprouts like when you leave it too long before cooking it, but other than that.
Yeah.
Oliver
Tell me,
Redmond.
what, you never left a potato out on the counter for too
Oh, I
long and it
have.
starts growing this
No,
stuff?
the real bad time is when you leave it out for so long it turns into liquid. You don't want to do that. Oliver Redmond, love the Flame Trench. Thank you for your content. You're so welcome. Nobody actually think about what I just said. Drew, no,
I've been there.
thank you so much. I see EJ's face. I don't like it. Can we point out that commercial companies have experience building rockets and has decided to build their own and contract the lander when none of the commercial companies have any experience? There, we pointed it out. Thank you so much for the support.
Say that one more time. Sorry, I know what I know.
It's already gone, dude. I already
Oh.
clicked it away. I can't get it back. It's gone forever.
Yeah.
Almost
I mean,
like
I
you
sort
could
of feel like
rewind to the stream on
SpaceX
YouTube if you really wanted to see it.
I sort of feel like SpaceX does have experience with landers, even though they're boosters. They're also landers. I mean, you can't do supersonic red. Hey, you want to see a fun thing I noticed? If my hands are in frame, the camera adjusts the color temperature of my face. Watch, my face is very orange.
It's orange.
Now it's blue.
It's blue. It's
Now
orange.
it's orange. Now it's blue. Well, now it's orange. I don't know what's happening.
Call the
Anyway.
Bondulins. I'm having strong.
Severin, thank you for the support. And yeah, because Dan keeps burning things. And Carla, thank you for becoming a Pad Rat member. Really quick, I don't want to. I had fun with the happiness lever. Can we not pull the sad lever? But let's really quickly. Jared v. Duffy. What is our take? How do we think it's going to play out? I think it's going to be Duffy, but I'm ever the pessimist.
I disagree.
Go.
I think it's going to be
EJ, go.
Jerry. I think it's going to be Jerry, not Duffy.
I'm with
Don't
him.
call him. Go, EJ, go.
I agree with you, Sawyer. I think it's gonna be Isaacman. Once again, not dabbling too much into that whole political thing, but if you look at net contributors to the president's election and midterms coming up, I think Elon is a much bigger stakeholder in that regard. So I think his words carry a lot more weight than we think. You know, the president and Elon did have a falling out, and that's why Rook didn't get his administrator in the first place. But after certain political events that were pretty tragic, they started talking to each other again. And I think if the president was wise, he would probably want Elon to help him with this and listen to what he has to say, especially since midterm elections are coming up soon. Sawyer, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I feel like also, as much as the president sees him as kind of a puppet for Elon in a way, he's obviously not. that's just kind of a perspective thing. I think as the president has spoken with Isaacman and as he's heard from other members of Congress who have supported him, I think he's realizing that this is the person that's going to be able to actually achieve what the president's goal is, which is to get people back on the moon before the end of his term. So I think in the long run, they're going to see that Isaacman is the better solution given the options, not just because of what Elon wants, but because of merit.
I hate to pull the pessimism lever, but like
What's with all your how many levers do you have today?
I got a lot of
Jeez.
levers, dude. I got all kinds of levers. You don't want to know. I'll pull them. Do you want me to pull them?
Don't pull
No.
my
Over here.
lever. Don't yank my chain. Come on.
I just when has this timeline in the last like 5 years ever delivered anything good? I mean, I'm sorry. I've been burned. I got so excited when Isaacman got the nom.
Artemis
so what
1
I'm gonna
happened
say,
within those last 5 years. Starship Innocent, all 11 flights of Starship within those last 5 years.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Did. It's
Crew
pretty cool.
flight, the first crew flight, every crew flight on Dragon has been in the last 5 years.
Artemis
That's pretty
1.
cool.
I said that already. Every crew flight of Starliner has been, anyway.
This Starliner exists, Jack. It exists.
In the
Drew
last
Nar
5
in chat.
years.
Drunar in chat gets it. They say, pull the lever, Kronk, pull the lever. And the gold falcon right under them says,
Wrong
wrong
lever,
lever, Kronk. I was just telling somebody about that movie today. That's amazing. I don't know. I sure hope it's Jared. It should be Jared. If there's any sense in the world, it should be Jared. If we have any ability to regain and maintain and extend our lead and dominance in the world of spaceflight, it's Jared. And it's the answer is just right there. It's plain as day. It's like a cupcake sitting in front of you, fresh out of the oven, and you're like, I don't know if I should eat it. Yes, eat the frickin' cupcake. But we live in a reality where increasingly it seems like the cupcake gets like stolen by a seagull right as you're about to eat it or something. So I'm going to say it's going to be Duffy. And when it's not, hopefully, and you two are right and I'm wrong, I will be delightfully surprised.
And then you'll be picking crumbs out of your beard all day.
Dude, that's one of the challenges of the big beard. I'll be like eating soup and then I'll realize like, I got to like eat it like this so my beard doesn't go in the soup. It's a whole thing. People don't know. People don't realize it's actually a lot of... It's like, hey, let's move on to other topics instead of my beard.
As opposed to soup.
As opposed to soup beard and the challenges contained therein.
No, I want a whole segment on that, the science of eating soup with a beard.
It's
all right, so step one, you got to make sure your
Next
mustache
feature
is
video.
trimmed. You can't have a long mustache and eat soup because then you're going to get soup bits in your mustache. This is the worst thing I've ever done on it.
Flavor saver.
Oh, no, don't worry, Jack. You've done much worse.
That's fair. All right, let's shuffle on down to the assorted topics town and talk about some of the other events this week before we move on to Starship and what's going on with it. EJ, I'm popping into the convenience store on the corner of Assorted and Item Avenues Street. Tell us about Zuki 3, guy.
Pick up some soup while you're there.
Yeah, I'll grab some soup for you. Tell me what you want me to get. Bondulance. Zuki 3, go.
So Land Space is a Chinese private company called Land Space is working on their ZQ-3 rocket. The ZQ-3 rocket is a first of its kind that we've seen coming out of China with their space program, private or public. It has oddly recognizable landing legs, and it's made out of stainless steel, and it has chines on it, and it's somewhat analogous in function to a Falcon 9, but with a Methalox first stage. They did
it looks like an Energizer battery.
Yeah, it looks like a battery.
Yeah,
and it has comically small landing legs, but
I'm baby legs.
I'm baby legs.
Falcon 9, I'm regular legs.
I'm regular legs.
Go ahead.
This seems to be a little bit of a kind of a paradigm shift in what we've seen from the Chinese space program, because they do launch a lot of rockets. They really do. But they launch a lot of expendable rockets. And where the rockets come down is not their department. So this seems to be kind of a paradigm shift. Yeah. You like
Tom
that?
Lehrer, great reference.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right. So this one will come down and land on a landing pad. It does have chines that kind of look made out of stainless steel that look kind of like Super Heavy's chines, but it's on a Falcon 9 that's a Methalox stage. But Yeah, they're looking to fly this thing very soon. They did a wet dress rehearsal and a static fire test last week, and the rocket received its payload fairing, and it's pretty much good to go. We'll see if they nail this landing. It's very, very interesting. Elon even said on X, he posted on X that this thing could conceptually be better than Falcon 9, but not better than Starship. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, they have added aspects of Starship, such as use of stainless steel methalox to a Falcon 9 architecture, which would enable it to beat Falcon 9.
Yeah, look at that.
But Starship
Dang.
in another league. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like, China is very clearly working towards where SpaceX was like 10 years ago. SpaceX is already leagues ahead of that. Why not leverage that? And we're trying to on the moon with the let's land a crew hab and let's go sustainably and to stay. But yeah, Zuki 3 is cool, and I mean the Chinese space program is cool. They're doing all kinds of wacky stuff, and it's like more rockets, more better. I'm down to see all kinds of weird experiments or different takes or different variations of the same ingredients. You know what I mean?
Or at least to see private Chinese space companies. Obviously, there's
True.
been plenty of space launches from China, from the Communist National Party there. And yeah, a lot of secrety things.
Right.
It was supposed to be secretive, but secrety works too.
Also good.
Yeah,
And it goes without saying, dropping
yeah,
hypergol fueled boosters on villages is not cool.
no,
That's
no.
very not
There's
cool.
another one recently, like a week ago, that made
Yeah.
the rounds again on social media. Which, oh boy, space social media is fun, isn't it?
Isn't it? Isn't it? But yeah, that's Zuki 3. Let's.
It's
Do you
not
have
bad.
more thoughts?
No. I think it's interesting that you would have thought that when SpaceX landed the Orbcomm 2 booster 10 what was it 1019 when they landed that Falcon 9, you'd think like, oh, the next we're going to see another one really soon. We're going to see another landable rocket really soon. The only thing that we've had other than Falcon 9 that lands is New Shepard.
Yeah, Sheppy.
And Glenny that didn't land.
But close. But it's taken this long, which is
Yeah.
wild. It's almost like
That's
the
what I mean,
entire
man, yeah.
aerospace community just like stuck its fingers in their ears collectively and was like la 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 la, reusable rockets not a thing, la 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 la, for the last 10 years. I mean, let's look at ULA's entire reaction to Falcon 9. You'll never do it. If you do it, it won't be financially viable. If you do it and it's financially viable, it's still not worth it. We have smart reuse. Maybe sometime, I guess, and it's totally way better. Trust us, bro. Like, and they still haven't. Like, oh my god. Anyway,
Even
Zuki
Rocket
3's
Lab
cool.
with Electron, as often as that thing is flying, as many as they produce, the fact that they're probably second most in terms of U.S. companies flying rockets, even though they launched out of New Zealand, behind SpaceX.
Yeah.
They tried reusability. First the catch, which was entertaining but dumb, and then
Right.
just the water fishing it out. And they realized, you know what? Let's save the reusability for Neutron. Electron's doing just fine as is. And yeah, same
let's
thing.
just
The
scale
la la la
production.
la la.
I mean, and which is interesting because they still figured out a way to get their cadence up, right? Like it really
Oh, yeah.
is. It's SpaceX and Rocket Lab, and then everybody else, at least
Yeah.
in the U.S.
Well,
But
what?
speaking-
Ariane 6 is going to beat it?
Hey,
or
I've always said that Ariane 6 is an amazing rocket. It's an amazing rocket if it's 2014.
it's not though.
Dead on, though.
I wish it was, dude. I'd buy
good rocket.
so much Apple stock. Are you kidding me? Oh, buddy. Ah. There's this website where if you go and you insert like whatever iPod you bought in like 2007, it'll tell you if you had bought Apple stock instead of that whatever product it was, how much that stock would be worth today. An iPod bought in like 2006 would be worth like tens of thousands of dollars today. Yeah, time
Yeah.
machine? No, I'm not betting on the World Series. I'm just buying Apple stock.
I had the
It's that
original iPod.
Chat, why are you booing me? I'm right.
Don't boo DJ. Why would you boo EJ? Was chat saying
Because
boo
he's
a
EJ
Patriots
or
fan?
boo or
No, they're like, ow. I mean, like I said, man, the truth hurts. I mean, it's not that Ariane 6 is bad. It's just,
Not good.
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with this? Like, You
Alex
come up.
on our back channel
What's up?
agrees it is SpaceX Rocket Lab than everyone else. It's basically SpaceX Rocket Lab than China, then Russia, then everyone else. It's crazy.
Jake agrees, by the way.
Somebody over in Twitch chat is saying SLS is great if it's 2011. Yes, that's right.
God, wouldn't it have been awesome in 2011? Holy cow! I might not have left Florida.
Ares,
I legitimately might have stayed in Florida.
Ares 1X is 2010. As much as I hate that rocket, just saying.
Dude, I love Ares. Ares 1 and Ares 5.
Or was it 09 or 2010?
No, it was 2009, dude.
Yeah, 09.
Ares 1 and Ares 5 are superior lunar exploration architecture. I'm not even kidding. It's really good.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's really good. You could do a lot with that. Now, the architecture starts to get a little when you start doing the Martian exploration stuff. It starts to get a little complicated. But for the lunar stuff, like with the heavy, like the Earth orbit rendezvous architecture that they came up with, Altair, the Altair lander with building a 10-meter wide lander for the moon and have the moon do your insertion, or have the lander do your insertion burn instead of the capsule, because the capsule is going to be used as a lifeboat for future Martian transfer vehicles, so it doesn't need a big service module, which is kind of why Orion's service module is anemic to this day. It's actually pretty smart, dude. That's pretty smart architecture.
Why are we showing
Bergen
this?
in the back channel angry that we're showing Ares 1X Vapor Cone. Look at that.
Why are we showing this ugly
I love
thing?
that thing, man. That's
It's a
such
great
a good
rocket.
dude. It would have been great.
It's a solid rocket.
Oh.
Do you get it?
No!
Flame Trench.
Jack
I'm
Fun
so sorry.
token.
Really, Jay?
It would now be a good time to bring up that in 2009, NASA projected Project Constellation would cost $150 billion through the late 2020s, and saw that as too expensive. And we've spent $93 billion on the Artemis program since 2013. Would that be a good time to bring this up?
Just another 10 billion, bro. Just another 10 billion. We'll land on the moon, I swear, bro. We'll beat the Chinese, bro. Just another 10 billion. Just another 10 billion, bro. It'll be a sustainable architecture, bro. We'll have a colony
bro.
on the far side. There'll be a science telescope. Just $10 billion, bro. Please, bro.
If we had followed through with Constellation, man, we wouldn't have had a stopgap.
Yep.
Ares 1 could have launched Orion. We could have probably figured out that its blocked heat shield wasn't a good idea, at least initially, and found a way to fix it a lot faster for the first crewed mission. Just saying. And we pretty much have spent the same amount of money.
Yeah, this new project went about as well as staging did on Ares 1X.
Hey, the tumble motor ignition was deliberate, Sawyer. Okay? It was deliberate.
Oh my God, Jay was ready for it. Jay was ready for it. What the heck?
Oh, dude,
Jay, how are you so on the ball, my guy? It's fine. It's supposed to do that. It was supposed to do that or something, right? It's fine.
Tumble motor. It was supposed to do it. It was fine.
Jay, that was seriously impressive, my dude. Like you were ready to go, my guy. Oh, I love it. I love it.
I hate this video, but yeah.
But yeah, we need more reusable rockets, not more corn dogs on a stick. As much as I love Ares 1X, so let's jump to the next bite-size snacking topic on our.
Wait a minute. I've got to finish chewing. All right, I got to finish chewing this. All right,
just eat soup and you don't have to chew. Come on.
Eat like a duck. Do a Homer Simpson and just swallow it whole.
Okay.
No comment.
Right.
This is family.
I forgot what
friendly,
I was going to say. Never mind.
Moving right along, Sawyer, tell us about New Glenn integrated on the Transporty.
Yes, Glenny on the Transporty. Exactly.
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
We're finally
DJ's
getting.
so mad.
Oh my God. Anyway,
Don't call it that.
we're finally getting close to New Glenn Flight 2 with the launch of Escapade. Dave Limp posted the video on X that you're seeing right now, which was, look at that. The rocket being moved onto the transport stand to be rolled out for an eventual static fire. And then hopefully after that, the launch of New Glenn's second flight. You can see there's the other vehicle that's kind of in work in there too, which is always nice to see. But yeah, we will hopefully see that out in the pad very soon, TM, where, as mentioned, they will do the hot fire. And then if all goes well, hopefully, given past timelines, we should see launch maybe a week and a half after that or so for the first attempt. we will see what happens. And again, Escapade is the two tiny little spacecraft on their way to Mars, but they're actually just going to not be going directly to Mars, given the fact that this delayed outside of a Mars transfer window. It's going to put them into an orbit where they will then make their way out towards Mars from it. The goal, of course, to be able to land this booster successfully, unlike the first time, which was the whole reason they had a mishap investigation, because the launch portion itself went fine. It was the landing portion that became the iffy part. But I love seeing the video of that in their version of the HIF, the Horizontal Integration Facility. And it's just, it's a beautiful rocket, you gotta admit.
Absolutely. Also, the spacecraft are adorable. I don't know why,
They're so
but I
cute.
find them. Yeah, they're just so cute. It's like they have a little face and little ears. I don't know. They're like little cats or
And
something.
Rocket
we're
Lab
talking
made them.
about, I was gonna say,
I know,
talking
right?
about Rocket Lab, who made these?
Yep.
Pretty dang cool.
Rocket Lab made them, dude. So Sawyer, just an additional addendum. There are other flight vehicles inside of the HIF, but that one that they lifted the stage over, that's their structural pathfinder.
Yeah.
But you are right. There are other flight vehicles. You could see it in the shot from the other side of here. You could see the second stage over. It's cropped out. It's on the right hand side of that picture. But yeah,
Such a sick time
I was
lapse.
gonna say, yeah, it's there. It's just you couldn't quite see it in that spot, but there is more hardware in there.
Yeah, I would just want to point out because like this picture shot like popped up when you said there's another vehicle. It's not that one in the center. It's Sawyer's talking about the vehicle that's off camera. There's another stage in there. We know that Blue has at the very least, they have 2 stages in that HIF because we've seen them test them on the test stand for per tweets from Blue Origin CEO Dave Lim.
Right.
Yeah, GS23 in that sense. The second stage, article number 3.
Now,
Hey, look at this! It's real speed.
Yeah, this is
I will bring it up every time with no shame.
You beat me to it, dude. I was gonna say, hey, look, the liftoff of New Glenn 1 in real time.
Jay, can you play this at 200% speed to match what they posted originally for Blue Origin?
Oh, jeez. Cool. So we're excited to see New Glenn launch again. We hope it lands successfully. Next bite-sized topic, on our rocket charcuterie. Is that how you say that?
Charcuterie board, yeah.
Wait, Jay, this is 200%. That's hilarious. Jay actually did it. Jay actually did 200%.
Tell me it doesn't actually look correct, though.
It does, but not correct. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, that looks more of like what they posted.
Right. That's.
I just guessed at 200%. I didn't know, but it may have been 150. But still,
it's like enough to get away with it to the untrained eye, but not enough for it to not be noticeable. Whee! All right. Next bite-sized topic. Sabi, tell us about Stoke popping their tank.
Oh yeah. We're talking about the joys of people on X or Space Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, people kind of lost their mind because, oh my God, Stoke blew up a tank. How horrible. Oh no. Was it a test gone wrong? How could... It was planned. Yeah, they were doing a test. You can see there, a shockwave shook structures for miles around the test facility out at Moses Lake. But yeah, that was intentional. They were doing a pressure tank test, basically. We've seen these happen at Massey's, although they're a little more controlled. But yeah, bunch of people around the area. Well, Ship 36, yeah. But anyway, like you were saying, it was a planned burst test. At that point, the CEO, Andy Lopsa, basically posted saying, you can see right there, test a structural limit, part of their qualification program. That was the purpose of the tiny tank. And we've seen the tiny tank before. We saw a photo of it, I think. I don't know if we talked about it on the trench last week, but yeah, we did, I think. There's the tiny tank. And then tiny tank went kablooey, although that was intentional, but yeah. Everyone was like, no, it wasn't. Oh my God, they blew up. Is this the end of Stoke? There's no way they're launching it. It's fine. Yeah, they kind of have been doing that a lot lately for certain things. There was also a Falcon 9 launch out of Vandenberg where the telemetry cut off a little early. And they're like, oh my God, it's 2,000 meters per second too slow. Oh no, it's at the wrong altitude. Oh no, it's the end of space. No, they lost the satellites. Oh no, they haven't confirmed anything yet, and it's been an hour and a half. Well,
right.
It's fun fact. It was a telemetry cutout. The tracking station was out of range, and then the SpaceX stream, because of the way they do things now, cut off basically instantly, so people didn't see it, but Jonathan McDowell tracked it, SpaceX later confirmed, they all deployed. In other words, yeah, X space people Twitter, space Twitter needs
space
to
Twitter.
chill the heck out.
Good luck with that, Sawyer.
As here I am, basically acting like some of those people on X. Oh my god, what are they talking about? Shut up.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
mean, Spitter is certainly a place.
Spitter.
I
where
like it.
people are.
It's
Oh, I do.
unhinged. I love it.
It is an interesting place for discourse that I enjoy farting my thoughts into with reckless abandon, and sometimes my photographs.
Although I feel like you've got discourse, then you've got discords for Capcom and above. ABP? ABP?
Is that punning or plugging though? I'm not
Plugging.
sure. It's
Absolutely plugging.
ABPP. LSR in our back channel saying space Instagram, which I guess would be Spinstagram.
I don't
is
know,
a
but
nicer place.
if you're not following
also
NSF
nice.
on the socials and screaming at us there, you totally can. Although, try not to scream. We're sensitive.
Space Instagrams for normies. LSR, come on.
Ooh.
Come on.
Oh,
I'm
come
not-
on. I have some of my best photos on there. I love Instagram.
If I like Instagram for more BTS stuff. Like if you want to see what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, look at my Instagram story. A lot of times that stuff gets posted on NASA Spaceflight's Instagram story, but it's a different vibe. It's a very different vibe.
You heard it
It's a
here
lot-
those are
first.
good.
Jack
It's a
likes
lot-
BTS. You heard it here first.
What did I just...
It's to a Korean pop group.
Oh, I mean, hey, K-pop slaps sometimes.
Hold on.
But yeah,
Gangnam
I got.
Style.
It's very interesting. You've got X for space people is very oh my god. Rah! Instagram is ooh look at the pretty picture, and Facebook is I'm old. But we're on all of them.
Is the rocket going to space today?
It's a shuttle plane again.
What are we even doing? Hey, EJ,
It's
tell
a
us
shuttle
about.
plane. Although
Tell us.
I just will say our Facebook page has the on this day in spaceflight that they post. I do love that part of Facebook.
It's actually
Anyway.
really good. If I was on Facebook, I would love it. It's actually really good, but I'm not on Facebook because I can't look
This
at
went totally
the
off the
insane
rails,
stuff
but
my uncles are posting these days. Anyway, EJ,
Jack,
Tell
don't
us
you know
about
you gotta run towards the chaos?
dude,
great.
I thought you knew me, bro. I am the chaos. People run towards me.
I am the one who runs.
Hey, tell us about Falcon 9 being expended on purpose or something, because we have to get to Starship and there's 30 minutes of show left, so for the love of God, let's keep rolling.
Okay. All right. We'll do this Ace Ventura style. A little bit earlier this week, SpaceX launched the SpainSat NG-2 mission. SpainSat NG-2 is a 6,100 kilogram satellite that was going on a geostationary transfer orbit out to the 29 West slot geostationary. SpaceX did a very rare thing during this launch and expended a booster. That's right, booster 1076 was expended after 21 prior flights. They expended one. But they expended one, and it kind of sucks to see 1076 go like that, especially after 20 plus flights. But this satellite is a chonker, 6,100 kilograms. I think that's 13,420 pounds. No, I didn't plug that into a calculator before the stream. I swear I just did that off the top of my head. So the mission seemingly was 100% successful, but I just want to point out that the trajectory from this was nuts. Because this is such a chunky satellite, and this is basically a mission that SpaceX was really supposed to do with Falcon Heavy, but since Falcon 9 is just god tier, they've just figured out a way to do it with a single stick Falcon 9.
Falcon 9 has become beef supreme.
Dude, it has become beef supreme. The trajectory that this thing took had a staging velocity. Okay, so this part's for the nerds. We had a staging velocity here at 9,900 kilometers an hour at 48 kilometers up. That is an extremely shallow trajectory. And what SpaceX was doing with 1076 is making sure that thing gets a Viking funeral. But no, they went a little bit shallower up into space, a little bit of a shallower trajectory so they could use more of the first stage to speed up. And Falcon 9 ends up having enough delta V to put a 6.1 metric ton satellite out to geostationary transfer with a single stick expendable Falcon 9, which is just absurd performance when you think about it. That's actually crazy, but it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when a booster gets expended. it was sad.
Yeah,
I've never
it
felt
is.
worse for a piece of metal. Like,
I feel like it's important to have empathy for the machine. Like, if you've ever had a gamer friend that like hits their computer or whatever when they're angry, I mean, anger issues aside, like you should just have empathy for machines. Like, you just treat your hardware with respect and care and love, whether it's a car or a gaming PC or a rocket. So it is sad to see one go, but I'll make you feel a little bit better right now, EJ. This was SpaceX's 139th launch of the year. That's 134 Falcon 9s and 5 Starships. That beats their total from last year. Also, it's their 134th Falcon 9 launch this year. That matches their total last year. And oh, it's October 24th. That makes me feel pretty good. And you know what, dude? Guess in 134 Falcon 9 launches, how many of those this year have been expended?
The two?
Two.
Two.
And
So yeah, it's a bummer.
The other one was for Spainsat NG1.
It was.
Yep.
Good call, Sawyer.
Thank
So it's
That's
a bummer
right.
to see that goes in the NG1 hole.
It's the expendable hole.
It goes in the it goes in the ocean hole.
Oh.
Oh, now I made myself sad. But yeah, it's a bummer to see a booster go. Like, much respect to 1076 and its 21 missions.
22.
But
Yep.
yeah, it's only the second time this year in a tied with their record year that they've had to expend a booster. So I think, all things considered, they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Jack, you were saying we live in the worst timeline, but dude, Falcon 9's, this is great. The space flight has been primo.
Yes, absolutely.
This is
great. Me complaining about the timeline does not include the space flight or new space age aspect of this timeline. Me complaining about the timeline involves so many other things, which I'm not going to talk about here. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So that is 1076's fiery farewell. I think I'm going to thank some people for the support so that we can clear that out, make sure everyone knows that they're appreciated, because we cannot do this without their support. And then we're going to talk about the state of play for Starship, baby. But really quick, Alex Vaughn gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much. Once again, membership program exists. You can get a free membership by being active in chat. You can also sign up for a membership. There's various different levels of support you can come in at, and at the different levels of support, you get different perks. At Capcom level and above, you get access to our Discord, which is an awesome place. There's a food chat. You can hear Sawyer and I argue about food. You can also watch the members multi-views for any of the big live streams we do. Get all the kinds of good stuff. So check out the membership program. I know there's a million membership programs. I know you've probably heard the spiel a million times. It's so important to what we do. Like, the super chats are important. The people that like the streams and tell people about us are so important. People that watch the ads, so important. But yeah, members, we love you for it. Thank you so much. And thanks to Alex for being nice to 5 people and giving them a membership and access to a whole bunch of rad stuff. Forward 79, thank you for the support. They say, is the shirt Sawyer is wearing, minus the word crew, available, please? Is that the embroidered? Is that the embroidered one? Sawyer,
Yeah, that's the embroidered one. I don't know if we have the embroidered one. We have the regular NSF logo one available on the shop, but I don't know if we have I don't think there's embroidered ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But you should check out the shop. There are NSF logo tees on the shop for sure. Shop.nsfspaceflight.com. Ha!
Yeah, ABP.
Mark, thank you for the support. Coming in a Red Team member. Mr. Fluffy, thanks for the support. They say, Jack, I can't eat cupcake if it's burnt.
No.
You'd think I'd read these before I read them, but no, it's just stream of consciousness.
Bacon on cupcakes isn't the worst.
It's delicious. I've had it. I mean, come on, I'm from LA. Of course, I've gone to fancy cupcake places with like maple bacon glaze with little pieces of bacon. It's delicious. Yes. Hi.
I have to actually agree with you surprisingly on that. It's not bad.
I can't wait. Like, I hope I win the lottery someday, just so I can charter a private jet and some fancy bagel maker chef guy, and I'll just surprise you. I'll just show up one day wherever you are, and I'll be like, eat this bagel and tell me it's not a bagel, and you'll be like, it's a bagel, it's a bagel. It'll be great. It'll be great.
I won't. I'll make sure I have pants on for that, and then also, why? That's what you're going to use. That's what you're going to use a private jet for?
Yeah, and then I'll donate the rest of the money to charity. But that one
okay,
frivolous
Taylor
thing,
Swift.
LGP Mitchell or Michael, whatever. I'm sorry, Michael. It's Michael. There's no T. Thank you for the super chat. They say, Jack, your beard needs a mini kilt to be soup safe. Isn't that just a bib?
I love it.
Why did I talk about beard and soup on the stream? Alec, thank you for the support. They got a Max print. They say thank you, Alec. Seriously, every little bit helps support the channel, and when it comes to the prints, every little bit helps the photographers as well. And Gaw5024 finally rounding things out with a $5 super. Thank you so much, buddy. Say, is there Blue Origin cheese on the charcuterie board? Yes, there was. We ate it already. It's delicious.
Ew, blue
Kind of an
cheese
acquired
is
taste, though.
disgusting, though. Yeah.
To each their own, Sawyer.
I like
What's
Blue Origin. I like cheese, but ugh.
What's your favorite cheeses, boys?
Gruyere, probably. If I'm making a grilled cheese, I want a little bit of Gruyere on there. I want a little bit of mild cheddar, and I want like just a simmering, smattering, whatever you want to call it, of like a little bit of provolone in there.
I'm a
And some
burrata
bacon.
fan. Big time burrata fan.
Ooh, what about you, EJ?
Just cheddar. Cheddar's fine.
At least you didn't say Velveeta, because that's not cheese. Can we all agree Velveeta's not a cheese? Official position of the Flame Trench?
Yes.
It's government cheese.
Oh, don't. All right, fat electrician.
Buh! It's actually
probably-
cheese. Buh!
Anyway.
I freaking love you, dude. All right.
What's happening? What's up? Oh, hey. What's going on?
They have
Starship.
they've officially put the markings on it for the demolition of the original launch mount.
Yeah, they have spray painted on the side there. There's like a big green mark. It looks like they're just gonna go at this thing and chop it up in situ. I thought they might lift it off the pad. I don't know. I didn't know what I thought, but seems like maybe they're just gonna chop it up in situ. They already took the cable off of the drawworks and out of the block on the chopsticks. So those chopsticks ain't moving for a while, presumably. And now today we got that mark on the OLM.
Fellas, I got a question. Does this count as work continuing on the OLM or?
I would say demolition begins on the OLM.
Oh,
But
well,
work is continuing on the OLM. It's just the second one and the third one, and presumably the fourth one somewhere.
I mean, it is working on it, even if it's working to dismantle it. It is still
I'm pretty
working on it.
Pretty sure demolition is a job, so that would be work.
So,
Saying.
so you're saying work will only finish on the orbital launch mount when it's done being demolished?
And then
Well,
work will begin on the new orbital launch mount.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the work never ends on the orbital launch mount.
Also, isn't it work like a force divided by time? Or I don't know.
Stop. Do you think I'm smart?
I don't know physics either. I went to school for journalism. You think I know too?
Yeah, bro. I went to film school, and it was like a vocational school, not a real school. I don't even know if it was accredited. I mean, they said they were, but like it was a guy who was like, "Yeah, we're totally accredited," and I was like, "Cool." EJ knows.
Yeah. I talked to that guy too. Yeah.
He's a good salesman. He's a really good salesman.
Yeah.
Can't knock him for that.
And then they hit us with the hey, 90%, 98% of our graduates are employed after work. Yeah. And I'm like,
that's the one that sold me.
I'm like, yeah, 18-year-old me was like, oh, that's really good. But most people work after college. You kind of have to.
It's kind of part of it.
Mine was 92% work in the field of their choice. So.
Oh, that may have been what they meant. I didn't pay attention.
I was just like, please get me out of here. Anyway.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Also, I went Sawyer Flex going to the #1 communication school in the country as ranked at that time. But anyway, back to Starship.
Really, Sawyer? Like that wasn't even a bank shot for the Flex. You like went to the next block over and like into the convenience store and got a jug of milk for that Flex.
Actually, the next block over would be Pad 2. Right now, we're still on Pad 1. Continue.
All right. Well, we'll talk about Pad 2 in a second. Pad 1. How long do we think it's going to take them to clean sheet this thing and get it ready for construction of the trench?
That's going to take a while. Yeah, that's going to take a while, man. I would contend to say that. Well, I mean, how deep is the trench for that pad for the other, the other one at Boca Chica? How much?
I want to say 20 meters, but I'm making that number up. I don't actually know if it's 20 meters.
So the pilings for this thing, if math serves me left, are 30 meters. They're about 100-foot pilings. So technically, even if they just dig out the flame trench, you're never the bottom of the pilings are still going to be there, and they're going to be there
Right.
for eternity. For
Presumably,
eternity.
yeah. Eternity. I do wonder if I don't even want to say this out loud. I do wonder if we get a really horrible hurricane and storm surge, if it would like erode enough that those pylons would become visible. But yeah, we don't got to think about that. Hey, Pad 2,
Yeah.
am I right?
Well, the danger dune will stop most of the erosion, and SpaceX is Starbase is working on efforts to prevent beach erosion by cleaning up Boca Chica Beach and putting more sand back there. Yeah,
Which is
actually,
good.
that's a good
Which is
thing.
good.
Beach
The thing
erosion is bad.
even
Yeah.
with the dunes there, which obviously are protective, the South Bay and the North Bay are both like they both can fill with water,
Mhm.
regardless. That's why sometimes the mud flats are mud, and sometimes they're dry, and sometimes they're water. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But Pad 2 is coming along. Hooray! It's looking so freaking good. Do you guys think they're gonna paint this bad boy like black or with some sort of thermally protective anti-corrosion? I don't know. Or do you think they're gonna keep it bare metal?
I think they'll paint it, Jack. I mean, yeah, they'll paint it. I the corner that's the closest to the tower, though, it's going to get pretty messed up. That's why they move the umbilicals to the right. I don't know what their solution is there.
Dude,
Uh,
I wish you could come down here or had already been down here since the construction of this pad had really gotten underway, because so many things about it to me make so much sense. Like this angled gantry, service structure, whatever you want to call it, makes perfect sense. It's armored, it's angled, it sort of, diverts the forces away. Between the tower and the mount, there's still just a chasm.
yeah.
And whenever the rocket does the pad avoidance maneuver and that plume just goes down into that chasm,
Oh yeah.
it's just going to be hell on earth. I don't know. I'm curious to see if they install anything additional there. But
Is there
this
paneling
thing's
on there already or not yet?
in the chasm or where?
No, on the
Pyramid?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
That's all the plating, dude. They put all that in. They actually just finished it like 2 days ago. There is
Yeah, I
some kind
happened
of
to.
vent on the right hand side though, like that's
Yeah.
facing
There's
down.
several.
Yeah, it looks like
There's
they're
several.
cowbells or something.
I think like some of that is for purge and whatnot. So when there is a vehicle on this pad, I expect the pad itself, just like OLM1, to be venti and come alive in its own right, which is going to be really cool to see. While we're on that topic, do
Hmm.
we think we'll see Pad 3 or Pad 2 testing this year? Do you think they'll
December.
get that far?
Yep.
December, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huh.
I would be surprised if they don't this year. I mean, even if
Is
it's
that
not fully assembled, or again, like they don't have paint on it, or they don't
right?
have any extra reinforcements on it, I will bet money that, well, I'm not doing the whole gambling thing, but I'm sure they will do some form of pad testing actively before the end of the year.
Do you think that's with vehicle or just pad readiness for a vehicle?
I think
'Cause
it's going to depend on if there's a vehicle ready. I think so, but if there's no vehicle ready, then I think regardless, we will see pad infrastructure testing.
yeah. I mean, that is definitely part of the equation here as we begin the journey down this road towards version 3, right? Is the vehicles need to be ready. And I guess this week we did see SpaceX lift Ship 39.1's nose cone in Mega Bay 2. They lifted it off of like the area sort of in the center it had been staged for installation of its Pez dispenser, and then put it on the back right corner workstation. So work is progressing on Ship 39, which is the first version 3 ship. I think the final barrel section for booster 18 was rolled into Mega Bay 1. So conceivably, we could be seeing both vehicles head out for cryo in the not too distant future. Now, I don't know if that means December or not, but
Thanks, Alex.
oh, Alex did a thing pointing out
No,
when
that's
that.
a
No, Ryan did. Ryan did.
no, as in that's a vague answer of yeah, it'll happen soon with no date, no time, no nothing.
No, I'm just trying to I'm trying to game plan it out in my head. Like, how long does it take, or did it take them to stack a V2 ship? I think like 6 months from start to finish.
6
But
to
we're
7 months?
like 6, 7
6,
months. Yeah.
7, yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative.
Yes, it is a work
Just like
of
me,
art.
for real, for real.
Oh god.
Scooby Doo toilet.
All right, so
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
when do we think we're going to see these the first version 3 vehicles?
I would say pretty much December. Jack, I have a wild theory. If you guys want to listen to it again,
I like wild theories, especially when they come from you.
All right, killer, man. Thanks for being a good friend. I like you.
Stop messing with whatever you're messing with in your hands.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's why I said stop.
All right.
What is it, a fidget spinner? Or...
It's a USB dongle. Don't ask. Anyway.
Stop playing with your dongle on stream. Come on.
I'm sorry, dude. They can't see it, so I do it. Jeez.
I don't want to be here. What's the fun? Tell me can we go back to the fun?
Hey, it's called doubling down, chat. All right. It works on the air. All right. Maybe not. Anyway. Okay. So first of all, I said that they're going to paint it. They're not going to paint it. That's stainless. I didn't know it was stainless. I thought it was just regular steel. The pad 2 structure, that's all stainless. So that ain't getting painted. My theory is that Block 2 was slowing them down. That's it. My theory is Block 2 is slowing them down. I think Block 3 is such a major refactor of the entire design. I think that Block 2 was bottlenecking them, which is why, the last couple of flights, we just saw them expend everything. No booster catches, no nothing.
Yeah, don't need that. Don't need that.
Get this stuff out of the way, onward and upward. I think with Block 3, obviously they're stacking segments, right? Like they were, but I think that Block 3 is designed much more around mass manufacture and quicker turnarounds. I think SpaceX will actually speed up. This is why, I don't know, 1 to 2 trenches ago, like the one that was right after Flight 11, I was like, no, we're probably gonna see the next flight in January. SpaceX is looking to speed up. They have to speed up. We had a whole conversation about this at the first half of the stream with the whole lander architecture thing. Right. They have to speed up. I think Block 3 is going to open up the floodgates. I really think so. I mean, dude, you said it yourself. It took 6 months to do it before. They got them they got the booster almost fully stacked.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's how I felt after Flight 5. I was like, oh, we're catching boosters now. They're going to mash the gas. We're going to the moon, baby. And then, the Block 2 doldrums happened. But I do feel like that. I've been waiting for the mash the gas phase of this program. And that is partly, one of the many reasons why I've been like a broken record for the last 3 weeks. Like, end of the beginning. Because when they mash that gas, it's no longer the beginning. You don't mash the gas like that in the beginning. You get into rate, you get into cadence. That's the middle, baby. That's that's where all the action happens. I have to stop here and take a moment because Elizabeth Hopner, one of those names we see pop up all the time with high dollar support, came through with $100 super, y'all, and they had no message with it. So we have nothing to riff on. All I can do is say, Elizabeth Hopner, I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. Holy cow, $100 is so much money. I mean, people earlier doing the $50 supers. That is so much money. I say this every time. Like, I feel, again, broken record mode. But really, it's challenging to get friends and family to spend $1 on cloud storage so they never lose their precious photos and videos ever. $1. And yet, here you are with 100 times that, and you're not even family. Well, you are now.
That was oddly
Seriously,
specific, man.
Oh, I bring that one up all the time. It drives me wild as the family member / friend who's often the tech support guy, and they're like, I didn't back up my phone and I lost my password and I want all my stuff. And I'm like, well, you made multiple mistakes.
I have a lot of digital backups in different places. Yep. I've learned the hard way.
Data loss hurts me physically, and it doesn't have to be a cloud thing. Just back up your stuff, people, please. Anyways, I digress. Elizabeth, $100 is so much money. Thank you so much. There's no proper way I can verbally express an appropriate amount of thanks for that level of support other than to continue on with the show and keep giving everybody the content they apparently like for some reason. I don't know. It's not.
That's a great question.
Cool.
I don't know why people watch us, but I'm glad they do.
I have genuinely no idea, but hey, thanks. Um, Drew Nahar, thank you. They say Pad 1 is not being demolished, it's getting upgraded to orbital. All right. Joe, thank you. They say it's not an orbital launch mount because nothing was launched to orbit from it. I mean, our expectations. Hey,
Oh, and
Chickaruck.
didn't we call it the original launch mount after the launch?
Yeah,
Isn't
now
that
it's
what we
original.
did?
Now OLM is original launch mount, not orbital. We've backronymed it. Yeah. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you. They say thank you so much for bring people around the world to watch live videos and give us and see any opinions about space technologies. What other nation have than the U.S.? I'm sorry for my poor English. No, no worries. Thank you so much for the support.
I think
We are nothing if not dedicated to bringing news and views of the modern age of spaceflight to people around the world.
I think that was Chicharo Kinju. They mentioned earlier they were in Osaka, Japan.
Oh, that's really cool. Very cool. Thank you for that, Sawyer. I didn't want to I want people's names to be said on stream if they're supporting us as like a recognition. I also don't want to butcher anybody's name, so thank you.
Arigato
Rounding,
gozaimasu.
absolutely.
What he said.
I can't do it good. Roseanne DeVasto, rounding things out. Thank you so much with a $50 super. Another one of those names we see pop up all the time. Thank you, Roseanne. They say it's not cost effective now, but do you think SpaceX would pursue desalination for Starship launches? Yeah, that was originally in the PEA. You know, they wanted to do a desal plant at the launch site here in Starbase. I'm not sure if it's in the EA for the Cape or what. But yeah, desal is a thing. Desalination. It's just really power intensive. At one point, there's also going to be a power generation facility at the launch site here in Starbase, as per that PEA. But yeah,
I mean,
turns
they'll,
out
they'll still have the air separation unit. They'll still have all the
that's
fuel
true.
things at the Cape.
Methane liquefiers or whatever. Yeah.
But at the same time, also, when you come to the Cape side of things, uh, they've had stuff that's been built and living right along the coastline of the Atlantic Ocean now for 60 plus years. So they kind of understand the erosion of things at that part of the Cape in particular, especially with hurricanes and things like that. So I feel like it's a different story when it's something like the Cape where you've got history to work off of with weather patterns and things versus building brand new from scratch over at Boca Chica where they're kind of learning as they go. And as we saw from that first attempt, things rusted a lot quicker, I think, than they expected. And
Real.
yeah, you'll be able to see a lot of that, rust and things if you go back to compare all the different flyovers for the Cape. You don't see as much of it, especially when you compare it to the maybe new upcoming flyover coming up this week, maybe.
Yeah, no, we should talk about that. We did do a KSC flyover. We're leaking. I might get in trouble for this. I'm looking at the back channel. Hopefully no one starts yelling at me. Alex is yelling, but not at me, just sort of around me. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep going. We did a Cape flyover this week. Max and Co got up in the air. I saw you might have seen on social media. Believe Max posted, and also if you're on L2, we definitely have all of the imagery from this week's flyover up on our
Most
Cape
of.
section
There's
of
still
the
more
forum.
coming in.
There's still more coming. But yeah, L2 exists. If you don't know about it, we have nasaspaceflight.com. There are forums there, and there's a paid side of the forums where you get the fire hose, and that is NSF L2. If you want to get L2, there's a variety of ways you can get it through shop.nasaspaceflight.com, but you need a username for the regular non-paid side of the forums first. So when you buy the L2 membership on the shop, you put in your username. That way, Chris Bergen doesn't have to chase you down and ask you to make a username so that he can then assign L2 to you. Anyway, L2 exists. There's shuttle stuff. There's all kinds of stuff from across the industry in there. And there is, of course, the fire hose of all of the content everybody here at NSF makes. L2. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, EJ, yeah. But yeah, we did a flyover this week. Max got an crazy sharp shot of the launch mount over there in the Cape. It's just he put it up on Twitter. It's beautiful. Also, I'm being told over 100 photos up on L2 right now, with more to come. So definitely
Right.
check out L2 if you haven't already.
There's still more photos from Max. There's still all of Julia's photos to go. And then, of course, we'll have the video that D shot in addition to all of those with the breakdown of everything. But this is the little sneak peek teaser. Also, just how clear the weather was and the skies were that day when we flew. I mean,
Yeah.
look at that. There it is. That's the LC-39A launch mount with the tent that's over it that can retract in and out actually open, too. So,
Hey, Sawyer.
look
Yeah,
at that view.
I think Max said it himself, like the clarity on this flight. You know, you never know what you're going to get with the wind conditions, with the air density, with the heat haze, with the salt spray. This was very clearly one of the ones, one of the ones for the books. It's a really beautiful imagery from this flight. So check it out on L2. Also, we do have the video coming up. But what did we see, Sawyer? What did we learn from this flyover? If we can tease some of our takeaways.
I haven't looked through the script yet, so I don't know for certain.
Oh, well, then you're gonna have to wait and watch the video to find out. But
I mean, we've been seeing a lot of things that have been making their way over to 39A in particular for Starship. A lot of work there on the pad infrastructure, on everything going on with the fuel tanks. It's amazing how much has already advanced in a single month at 39A there. We'll see what 37 looks like from the air. Of course, we talked about Stoke and all of those. We'll get updates on them. It's exciting. And then there's a lot more to tease at Roberts Road, too. I'll say that.
Absolutely. I can't stress enough. We just, minutes ago, I was reading support. Cannot stress enough how much time and money goes into the flyovers, whether it's here in the Cape or or here or at the Cape. The plane, the pilot, the time, the photographers, the editor,
the banana,
the cat to eat the banana, the monkey to be a friend for the cat. It's all very expensive. So thank you all for the support.
Also, it's get to the chopper. It's not a plane.
Get to
It's
the
not
chopper.
a plane. It's not a
chopper.
Tuma.
Is a motorcycle. A helicopter is the thing you fly in. So
right, they were flying on a motorcycle.
Helicopter pilot I've ever worked with. That would be cool if we did a Cape drive over in one of those Orange County Customs with the big. Anyway.
But also, it's the same difference. Come on.
Which Gigabay do we think is going to be done first? Florida Gigabay or Starbase Gigabay? EJ, go.
I'm on Team Cape.
Sawyer?
I mean, the fact that you can see things going up now from the public side of the Cape, from across the river, you can go out there and look and see the Gigabay actually going up. You've got the cranes that have been going up. You have levels that can be seen now. Again, I think Cape's going to win hands down. There's stuff already built and building up, not just out.
Never underestimate the working prowess of Florida men. They will build that Gigabay and wrestle alligators.
And do those bath salts.
Yeah, brother.
Yep. Hell yeah, brother.
Okay. I think Starbase is going to beat it, but, we don't have to go down that road too far. Yeah, home team. Sorry.
Bro, you're from Florida.
I'm sorry, where are they on the progress?
Not, though. As previously discussed, I'm actually not. I lived in Florida for my formative years, but I'm not from Florida. But I say I'm from Florida because that's an easier, shorter... the columns are rising out of the ground. Don't worry about it. Hey, we got 3 minutes left in the show.
You'll see on the flyover. It's pretty darn far.
Yeah, all right. I'll have to watch the flyover. How many flights do we think there'll be in 2026? Short answers, go.
6 or 7.
Really, dude? Really, dude? EJ, go. 3 minutes in the show.
Legitimately, though. Probably 8 or 9.
10. But look, guys, look in chat. Jenkins, that Space Pope.
Son of a...
50 Red Team memberships?
Space Pope, you're amazing.
Space Pope, bro, what are you doing?
Also, Jay, do not buzz the Space Pope.
Yeah, why did you buzz the Space Pope? Jay in the back channel, wrong sound. They pressed the wrong button. Space Pope, that is outstanding. In addition and on top of everything else you always do. Thank you, Space Pope. That's outstanding. Marcus also grabbing... grabbing a Flight 11 patch as well. All right. Okay. I am going to thank our members, our flight engineers and launch directors, the 2 highest levels of support for the show. Thank you, launch directors. Thank you, flight engineers. I was told that before I wrapped, there was something we were going to show.
Oh, no.
So
I'm scared.
I guess we're going to do that.
Oh, we have GIFs again. It's been a long time.
Is it GIFs? Is this what it was? Jay is not providing me with it's a GIF. It's a GIF and GIF. It's this. This is it.
No, there was 2 that were
EJ,
posted.
you don't have to do the sound effect though.
There's 2 that were posted.
This is it. This is the whole thing.
There's the second one.
I saved 2 minutes at the end of the show for this. Deliberately.
Well, here's the other one.
It's that other link. There we
go. La, can't hear you. Yeah, okay, that one's, I don't mind that one.
Also, Gunfox now with 20 more gifted.
Whoa!
Yeah, baby.
Y'all, again, I said it already so many times. We say it every stream. We're a scrappy startup organization. We do a 10-pound amount of things with a 5-pound budget. It's amazing the stuff we can pull off. Yeah, don't think about it. It's amazing the stuff we
which
can pull off.
pounds?
Don't worry
LBS
about it.
or
Don't worry about it.
sterling?
Don't worry about it. It's amazing the stuff that we can pull off with the group of people that we have and the resources that we have. And the only reason that we can is because every single person that I personally have the joy and pleasure and honor of working with is an exemplary human being and a rock star, and everybody here works their butts off. So, EJ, thank you for being one of those people and allowing NSF to get a 10-pound amount of things done in a 5-pound bag or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever you do, just wash your hands. Okay. All
EJ's
right.
on Twitch. Go follow EJ on Twitch.
You know,
He streams on Twitch.
Oh my gosh. I stream on
I
Twitch.
blew it.
It's a privilege being here, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you giving me your time and listening to my crazy, wild theories, however weird they may be. Thank you very much.
Turn the page, you wash your hands. Sawyer, thanks for being on, man.
You're welcome. Don't forget to eat your 10 pounds of soup with a 5-pound spoon.
All right, that's it. Let's all go watch the Twist show. Thank you, Jay, for producing. All right, bye.
And here we go.
We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be normal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roger, Atlantic.
Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside FD off. Say again, FD off. It's orange. Orange 45. Oh my god. Oh my god. Decollage. Put that in the big bag.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
This methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You dead? Sure. We don't need any more of these.
I'm just gonna recline a little bit. Just gonna.
Oh, I can do that. I want to do that
yeah,
too.
girl. Oh yeah, girl. Yeah.
I can't do that. Thanks.
Jack actually does have a background. It's not just a random picture of nothing.
Yeah, picture of the
Shut up,
desert.
Carson.
It was a pretty desert picture.
Jack, I didn't know that you were a connoisseur of large electrical men.
What?
Bad electrician.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure you're the one that told me about him. You were
Oh,
Anthony,
really?
one of the two. Yeah.
Really?
It was either you, Anthony, or Max. I'm
Yeah,
not
that-
sure, but it was.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, dude, so good. So
Yeah.
good. And I know, like, I know what I'm getting when I watch his channel, but it's just candy. It's like, tasty candy. Most of the time, a piece of candy. Most of the time I'm watching his stuff and it's something I already knew about or had seen other things on. It's the same, like, anytime I watch a cave disaster or engineering disaster or nuclear incident video, I've already seen like 20 of them, but sometimes you want to see what the fat electrician has to say about it.
Mhm.
I know this is terrible streaming etiquette, but God, that feels good. It's been a week, y'all.
It has been a week.
Understatement.
How you doing, bud? How you doing, Sawyer?
It's been more of a week than usual week for some
I'm
reason.
sorry.
No, it's like we crammed 9 days into 5 days of week.
That's how it
Yes.
feels, dude.
Yes, dude. I swear to God, there is something freaky going on with space time right now. I swear. I'm not trying to be too hippy dippy or anything, but like something like we're like slightly closer to the gravitational field of the thing. I don't know. Something's weird right now.
It is.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like I burned the candle at both ends this entire week. Like dude, okay, so I've been doing like 12-hour stream. I'm not trying to say this to brag. I'm doing like 12-hour
no.
streams, right? And 12, 13-hour streams and getting like I've gotten like 4 hours of sleep past couple of nights, maybe 5, maybe 6 one day, right? And I feel fine. Like something's wrong. Like I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall because like I woke up this morning after like got 4 hours of sleep. That usually that wrecks, like I'm destroyed if I get 4 hours of sleep, right? I mean, Jack, you
Yeah.
know, right?
No, dude, I'm sort of in a similar position where
weird,
for the
dude.
last like 3 or 4 weeks, I don't know what to ascribe it to or like what like did I eat my Wheaties? I don't know what it was or is, but the last 3 weeks it's just been like,
Grinding.
all right,
We're
let's
locked
go.
in, baby.
Let's just go. Like it's been great. It's felt really good.
I've been playing BF6 a lot. That actually has a lot to do with it. A lot of Battlefield.
I remember when it came out, you were like, yeah, dude, send me your save file for City Skylines, but BF6 just came out, so I'll see it in 6 months. I was like, all right, cool, dude, I totally understand.
Yep.
Yeah, and I feel like you guys. I know what it is. You guys drained my energy this last couple. That's what it is. You sucked me dry of the energy.
No, Sawyer, I'm sorry.
Kalima, Shakti there.
Onam Shibai, Onam Shibai, Onam Shibai, Onam Shibai. Pull my heart out. Dude, that freaked me out so hard when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Oh,
it doesn't stick.
Also, by the way, Mac, it's fine. I'm used to not sleeping much. You know, the worst is I finally am like, all right, yeah, I get to bed late because med stuff that runs long, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna sleep. 9 a.m. phone call. Try and go back to sleep. 9:45, 10:45. It's like just go away, people. Call in the afternoon. Because I end up basically staying up late anyway because of all the late night Starlink. So I'm usually up at weird hours rather than normal hours. So
I didn't call you in the morning the other day, Sawyer, did I? Or no, I sent you a message. Okay.
Messages is fine. I have
all right,
my
cool.
notification when I sleep. Notifications are on silent, but I have my ringtone on for if anyone calls.
Yeah. Okay.
Jay's looking.
I'm saying, what's up?
In like a month or so, I'm moving, so Jay's good. Jay's already excited because he has to cover that about week to move the setup, do those.
No,
3 a.m.
no,
start.
Carson. I already told you this was denied. You're not allowed to move. We've been over
Permission
this.
denied.
Permission denied.
Damn.
Rejected.
Speaking of that, I'm rearranging all of my monitors too right now for some reason because I want to try a different layout of monitor.
How many monitors do you have?
6.
Ah, crap. You got one more than me.
He's got more than me. You right, Sawyer? Don't shake your head. No, now I feel bad. Oh man.
You got it.
EJ, how,
you got it. Clear the
you
pipe,
burning
dude.
the candle? Yeah, just
went down the
you're
wrong
fine.
time. Went down the wrong tube.
I was gonna say, clear it. Well, you can talk, so you're getting air in there. That's good.
Yep.
Good.
Clean it out. You're good. You're good.
It's like if anyone ever says to you they can't breathe.
Oh wait,
point
we're
to
with
them and
members.
tell
I can
them
say
they're
it.
lying.
Fuck.
You have to.
Oh, bless you.
We're with members now. That's why. Ugh.
He's alive, folks.
Only because we're with members now. Okay, that's otherwise I would censor it.
Now we need a Save Sawyer shirt.
Save Sawyer.
You're about 9 months late for that one, Jack.
Sorry.
What, are you pregnant?
No.
It's and he gave birth to burnt bacon.
Wait. I don't think that's a good thing to say.
Nothing's a good thing to say right now. It's fine.
There's premature. Is there post-mature? It was post-mature bacon.
Oh my god.
Is that why it's burnt?
Yeah.
It stayed. Yeah, the bun was in the oven too long.
Hey, let's
Or in
talk
this case,
about
the bacon
literally
was in the
anything
oven.
else. Hey, members, how are you doing, members? What's up, members? Hey, Twitchies.
That's it. By the way,
on
instead of bun in the oven for being pregnant, we now need to call it bacon in the oven.
No. Rejected.
Dude, you had sorry, I don't remember what you said, but you had a dunk on Jack in the middle of the show. And
It was the beard thing.
The
It
beard.
was one of the beard things, but it was so out of left field. I was struggling to keep my composure. I was off camera, thank God. You did it. I
That's
was
one of
like,
the-
what the
Is that one of the walkaways, or was that before it?
No, I forget which one it was, but it was funny. You pulled it out of left field. Totally didn't see it coming, and I laughed my butt off, man.
Good.
So
I tried
good.
because it's one of those where we were really deep into the like political unhappy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta do something just to at least break it up before we go back into it.
Yep.
Last week, I was like, oh, geez, I was way too crazy. This week, I am nothing but pleased. Like, I feel like that was a really good show. Thank
Yeah,
you
man.
both.
Yeah,
I
especially for
enjoyed it.
such tough. I don't want to say tough topics, but topics that could have gone way out of hand and gone way political and have chat go unhappy.
Yeah, I mean, you want me to say what I really think about that stuff? Do you want me to not get credentialed for launches ever again and get fired? No, I don't
Right.
think anybody wants that.
Because I mean, we've had ones where people are like, "This is too political. I'm out of here." So I was watching
Right.
chat like a hawk of
It's
like,
not
let's
fun.
not get too political. And
if you
I don't
want
think
that-
we did.
You can get it elsewhere. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to talk about it, but not, just roll in the mud.
Listen, Jack. People can buy a cheeseburger anywhere, right? They come to NSF for the atmosphere and the fun. Okay.
You want me to show you my piece of flair, EJ?
Well, see, Sawyer over there has 37 flexes.
Okay, so
Right.
more flair. So it's more flair is what you want.
I want you to express yourself.
He even did the eyes. He even did the eyes.
Son of a bitch.
So good. I am
me
not
expressing
myself. Yeah. Thank you, Eric.
Whoa, hey, what's going on over there? You
Yeah. I hate that guy. They made him so hateable. It should have been Dax Shepard. I'm sorry it wasn't. I don't get starstruck. I've met various celebrities just living and working in LA. I'm not like, oh my God, wow. But there's some people. There's a few people who, if I met, I would just be like, I don't. You're so great. Mike Judge is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would just be like, hi, thank you, bye, and then I would go cry. Thank you so much for making my life less bad. All right,
Yes,
see ya.
Mutter. Yep. Dude, I met Jerry Bruckheimer once, and that's basically what I said, Jack. He was walking by. I won't say where I was, but he was walking by, and I was like, "Hey, man, I love your work. It's awesome." And he's like, "Thanks, man," and then just kept going.
Yeah, I don't know.
was just like, that's all I needed to say to you. Top Gun friggin' rules. Like, all right.
I try to go into those interactions even before I was this person, in that manner, because we're all people ultimately at the end of the day. But now that I experience that on a microcosm, on a teeny little fraction of that,
That's far
people
gone.
come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I don't want to bother you, but thank you." I'm like, "You're amazing, thank you." Like,
It's weird.
you successfully accomplished the interaction appropriately. That means so much to me. Thank you. All right, I'm back to work. You know what I mean? Like, so I try to do the same thing. It's so weird though, because people come up to me apologetically, like, "Hey, I don't want to bother you. I'm sorry." I'm like, no. That's not what this is about. Thank you for coming up to me. This is fuel for me. But yeah, it's interesting to think about that role reversal.
It still boggles my mind when people come up to me and they recognize me, and I'm like, I just talk on the internet.
Dude, I was at KSC one time with my family on vacation, not even for work, and I got recognized at KSC multiple times. That was weird. I was like, "Hey." Oh crap. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I stream. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always interesting when you're with somebody that doesn't do any of this stuff.
Oh yeah, my fan, dude.
then-
that was the part.
Then
where
someone
I was like,
comes up to you and they see it happen, like non sequitur, and they're like, "Who are you?" And you're like,
Yep. Yeah. See, Twitch chat, exactly. Like, what did my family think? That's why I was like, oh, now I got to explain what I do.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, my dad kind of gets it because now he goes to the launches and stuff with me. But for the earlier ones, like there was one I was at Jetty Park and I had like 4 people come up, and one group of people is like, "Hey, can we sit next to you while you're, shooting?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It was like he was very proud. I'll say that.
It's also cool. Like, people are pretty intelligent in the respect where, like, even if they don't know who you are or what you're doing, if they see a person with camera that looks like they know what they're doing, they're gonna come up to you and talk to you anyway and be like, "Hey, what is this thing launching today?" And you're like, "No, if
Oh
it was, you wouldn't
yes,
be here." You know, that kind of thing.
absolutely they do.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I it makes me happy when I see people who are clearly not space fans, like, engaged and
Mhm.
asking questions. Because so many people could just be like, "Oh, that's weird. What the hell is that?" And move on with their life. You know what I mean? Asking questions is the first step to learning. It's really cool.
Dude, one time at Flight 7, you guys were setting up cameras and I didn't get badged, so I was just kind of waiting at the gate with the SpaceX PAO, right, or not PAO, the SpaceX communicator or whatever. I won't say who it was, but won't say who it was, but like I was just waiting, you know, at the gate because I couldn't get in on like to the danger lot, right?
Right.
And
Oh,
I was,
okay. Yep.
and dude, like, you know, it looks like you know what you're talking about. One of the freaking construction workers came up and be like, "Hey, I got a delivery for this. Where does it go?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
This the back of
buddy,
this truck right here.
buddy,
Yeah.
I need an
SpaceX
adult.
PAO person, please,
I need an adult. Yeah,
please."
pretty great.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
On like a similar topic, but not necessarily the same thing. Just like the other day, I was walking between two of the buildings I was working in, and like the person I was walking with asked like, "What do I do?" And then like I was explaining to him like the NSF stuff, and like we were covering SpaceX, and they're like, "What's SpaceX?"
Oh wow.
Just say
What?
it's NASA. NASA.
NASA.
I
Yeah.
don't know what space. NASA does.
But like the interesting
It
thing of
physically
that was
hurts.
like I mentioned like SpaceX, and they're like, I don't even know what like SpaceX does or anything. And then mentioned like the Starlink internet, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Starlink," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I really think it's one of the underappreciated and under talked about aspects of the SpaceX story is the insane speed to which they were able to commercialize and deploy consumer phased array antenna dishes as like a $500 consumer product. It's wild. It's
Well,
unheard of. It's unprecedented.
it's also a thing too is like, I mean, you can go to like Best Buy or Home Depot or whatever and buy a Starlink antenna, and like,
Costco.
yeah, like you can go anywhere and buy, like it says like buy SpaceX or whatever on the packaging or whatever, but
Right.
like, and I mean, there's commercials and like even on your phone, like generally if you run a speed test now, I always get a Starlink ad, which is ironic,
I
but
remember it was
like,
I mean,
2018 or 2019 when I was still working in TV news in Tallahassee. There was one night where they just had a launch, and so the Starlink train was going to be going overhead. So I took one of the people with me from in the studio. We brought one of the cameras out and shot video of the Starlink train going by and ran that as a story. And it was like, oh, this is going to be, you know, internet and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, here we are now with it being now on airplanes.
I love being out in the wild too. Like I'll be out in the desert, or I would have been years ago, maybe soon again.
Yeah, everything's going great out there.
Background is kind of maybe a tell. But yeah, when I'm out in the desert, middle of nowhere, you see Starlink dishes, makes you happy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
No,
I
man.
I almost appropriated some cultures, but I stopped myself.
That's all right. I think I did that on air. It's fine.
What should I have for dinner?
Let me think.
I have some leftover bolognese from ranch dinner at the night from a ranch night dinner last night.
Ranch night at the dinner, Jack.
Ranch night at the
Yeah.
dinner. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Steve, I don't have any beer. And
Who
pizza and
says
beer is not
oatmeal?
I'm sorry, it's not a good combination.
All right.
Oatmeal, really?
What'd you have for lunch?
You're gonna be mad at me.
Nothing.
Just say what you had for
No.
lunch.
I had this.
Oh, there's nothing
Oh.
wrong with Ensure.
No, but it's
You
I should
okay?
eat solid food.
All right. Well,
Hey,
no,
hey,
I'm not.
when
I'm
you're
not
out and
judging.
about, I get it.
Yeah, I ain't judging or nothing. I'm that's clues as to what you might be hungry for. You need something hearty. That bolognese might
Yes.
be good, but you need
Honestly,
like a burger or a steak, my dude.
ooh, I do have burgers I could make.
There you
Burger.
go.
Definitely a
English
burger night.
muffins for buns.
make Dan make burgers.
Hang on,
Make-
my apartment complex is calling me. This is concerning. Sorry, hang on.
Okay, bye.
And now now Jack takes the headset off. Oh, we get keyboard cam.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they called. They heard about his taste in bagels and said you cannot live out in LA anymore. We are retracting your LA status because of your take on bagels.
Why did you guys mute all of us?
What?
They muted all of us.
They muted all of us.
Hi, Jack.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
They muted all of us.
Oh, yeah?
Apropos of nothing, I need to go.
Yeah, let's wrap up because I have other stuff I need to do too.
Okay.
Love you, Membies.
Hi, Membies.
Thanks, Mambies.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh no, now I'm
And here we go.
We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be normal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roger, Atlantic. Water towers, fly!
Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside FTD off. Bring in FTD off. It's orange! 145! Oh my god! Oh my god! Decollage. Put that in the big bag,
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
If the methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You bet. Sure. We don't need any more of these.
So, oh, the mic, hold on. So, who wants to play Battlefield? Anybody? Anybody want to play Battlefield with me? Anyone? You want to play Battlefield? You want to play Battlefield? We want Summer Car. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Give me a sec. I don't want to sleep tonight either. Yep. Let's do Stationeers. I don't want to play Stationeers. It's Friday. I worked hard this week. I want to play Battlefield. Do you care to see the new Halo CE remake trailer that was announced today? Halo CE, the game that released 24 years ago. Yeah, no, I'm good. Still gonna race later? Yeah, we got time. We got time for 2 to 3 games. We got time. All right, let's and then we're gonna do some racing. Small races tonight, but yeah, should be fun. So we're going into the after hours. I hope you guys enjoyed Flame Trench and stuff. It was good. Worked hard playing Battlefield. I think out of my like 60-hour work week this week, RJ, Battlefield probably accounted for maybe 5 to 6 hours of that work week. Maybe. Is EJ good at BF6? Stick around and find out. Fool. I mean, drummer, it was always for after hours. They didn't play Battlefield during the day. Hi, Brimo. They added sprinting to the CE remake. Yeah, let's play Battlefield. Can you quickly talk about the Atlas Kamet changing course again? I'm not keeping up with that, Airborne. I don't know. Orbital mechanics make things change direction. It happens all the time. Clayton, you recently ordered a Jacob Marley hologram from Christmas Carol. I have a green screen, but I have no clue how to project it onto the screen so I can see the image on the outside through my window. Any tips on doing this? Buddy, I don't know anything about projectors, man. I'm not sure, Clayton. Yeah, check around. Orbital mechanics is pretty predictable. Yeah, but with comets, Dinkelberg, it can get a little weird. Basically, as the comet gets closer to the sun, as it approaches perihelion, if it's made out of something that can melt, like ice or something, that resulting outgassing can change the course. Can change course of the vehicle. Well, not vehicle. It's not a vehicle. It can change course of the comet. It'll perturb it because the ice melting is outgassing like RCS. That happens. I could only see myself working 60-hour weeks if it was for my own business, kind of like what you do. Yeah, where you choose to put in effort is really important in life. dude. I wouldn't be working 60 hours a week at Best Buy unless they were paying me to. Don't forget that. But simultaneously, RJ, that doesn't mean, just because I don't want to work 60 hours at like Best Buy or something, doesn't mean that I won't go in there and do a good job either. Does that make sense? I'm really tired, dudes. I'm tired, boss. Anyway, not that we could still play Battlefield though. Friday night Battlefield. Let's title this stream M39 EBR Supremacy.